We're going to be hearing from Carmelo Hayes, finding out what's next for him. And we have also got Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is going to be kicking off NXT with a Tiffy-bration. A Tiffy-bration. I don't know what a Tiffy-bration is. But she's kicking off with a Tiffy-bration. We've got Carmelo Hayes, as we said. We've got the Weaponized cage match. And, of course, the big one is that we're going to find out who the mystery person is, the mystery attacker, the person that's been attacking all these women in the parking lot, the person that attacked Roxanne Perez just the other day. They're going to reveal themselves tonight. So we're going to find out who that is. We've got that cage match, and we're going to find out what's next for Tiffany, hopefully, and Carmelo Hayes. So quite a bit coming up. There's also, I was just reading, I was a bit distracted, because I was just reading that there's apparently quite a few farewells. There's quite a few people that are leaving NXT and going to the main roster now. And this has been reported by, hang on, let me find it. I saw Cultaholic mentioned them. Better Wrestling Experience. I have never, ever heard of Better Wrestling Experience. I don't know where you find that. I don't know where you follow that. I don't know what that is. Are they on? Is that on like Twitter or something? Cultaholic are quoting them. A few other people are quoting them. So yeah, WrestleMania, Better Wrestling Experience, quoting Better Wrestling Experience. Covalent TV, according to Better Wrestling Experience. What's Better Wrestling Experience? When it's at home, I've never heard of it. Has anyone heard of it? I have never heard of Better Wrestling Experience, but it seems like people are getting very excited about them. What about if I put it into Google? Better Wrestling Experience. What comes up then? Experience Wrestling. Pro Wrestling Experience. Never heard of them. I have never, ever heard of them. Reach Wrestling. UK Wrestling. Does anyone know? Has anyone got an idea as to who Better Wrestling Experience are? Because I've got WrestleMania quoting them, Cultaholic quoting them, a few other Twitter accounts quoting them. Well, I've never heard of them. They are not on my radar, and I don't even know where you find them. Unless it's like the new name of something. You know, like maybe, I don't know, flipping PW Insider changed its name or something. Don't know. Jonathan Farthing, shout out to you, my friends. Is that meant to be me? Am I meant to be the hippo? Am I meant to be impressed by this, Jonathan? What's going on? I mean, he's a happy hippo. I'll definitely take that. And he's got a pretty sick chair. Better than mine. Mine's all ripping now, you know. My chair's actually, like, not really standing up to the punishment. It seems like the chair can't cope with streaming as much as I stream. So it's already started ripping, so I'm a bit jealous of that hippo's chair. So, Jonathan, I appreciate the support, my friend. I hope you're excited. Bryson said no one knows, but who? I think the mystery woman is going to be Kelly Kincaid. That would be cool if it was. We could put a little poll in the chat as to who do people think the mystery. I don't think it's been spoiled. I don't know who it is. Let's put who people think it is. So I think the one I think is Blair Davenport. That's the one that I'm seeing most people talk about. There's a thought it could be Mandy Rose, but I'm not sold on it. There's who else could it be? Who else? Who do you think it is? Who do you think the mystery attacker is? I think Blair Davenport. Have we got much doubt about this? Who is the mystery attacker? I mean, perhaps they work for Better Wrestling Experience because we don't know who this mystery person is and we don't know who they are either. There's a whole lot of mysteries going on in the wrestling world at the moment. Blair Davenport says, James. David says, well done to Alexa. Good news. It could be a debut, said Bryson. Could be a debut. The only thing I would say is that if it is a debut, I think it needs to be someone that we know. If they reveal themselves and we've never seen the person before, why would you tease that? Like, why would you debut them that way? Because you don't know who it is anyway. You might as well just have them attack people and then reveal, like, well, just, see who it is. And, like, then we find out. Then the mystery is, who are they? Even though we've seen them. The fact they're hiding the identity makes me think you would probably only do that, or you would likely only do that if you know if we've already seen the person before. So it could be a new arrival, but if it is a new arrival, then it's got to be someone like Jordynne Grace or Tessa, or the person didn't look big enough to be Jordynne Grace. I don't know that we would go and get Tessa. There's an outside chance of maybe Mandy Rose, but I don't think it's happening because we got rid of her because she was doing cheeky pictures. She hasn't stopped doing cheeky pictures as far as I know, and I don't know that WWE have changed their stance on anything, so don't know about Mandy. I would be very surprised if it was. Very, very surprised. Imagine if it's Miko Satomura, said James. That would be sick. Blair Davenport, could it be Miko? I mean, I suppose it could be Miko, but I mean, Miko, that would be a hell of a change of direction for her because Miko is all about respect and Japan and heritage and doing things the right way and being that kind of warrior. Like, sneak attacking is just absolutely not her style. Is all about. That's not what Miko represents. So I don't know. That would be a hell of a character change. But it would fit the bill in regards to someone that we've seen before that we haven't seen for a while, and it could be, a way to bring her in on a permanent basis. Stanton says Linda. Oh man, I wish it was Linda. The top rumors are Blair Davenport or Mandy Rose, says Bryson. It's Linda. Okay, so Blair, Mandy. I could put Kelly Kincaid for Jim, but she hasn't done much in the way of wrestling, has she? Unless we are going to use her as a wrestler now. I'll put it in. Kelly Kincaid. I don't know how you spell her name. I probably should spell it correctly. Kelly Kincaid's. I've gone with it. She's the girl that's on NXT Level Up, but she used to work for Ring of Honor. She does like backstage interviewing. She used to have like the bow tie. She's really cool. She doesn't have the bow tie anymore though. That's the problem. So she's just another woman. Before she used to have like a real striking identity, a real striking look, but they got rid of all of that, which I think is such a shame. So I don't know, maybe they could transition her to being in the ring, but I don't know. I don't know if enough people know her for to do the mystery thing. Don't know. Blair Davenport is where I am. Imagine if it's Millie McKenzie. Millie McKenzie. It could be someone else coming in from NXT UK. And I was shocked that Millie McKenzie was let go, actually, because she was young, wanted to do things the right way, never heard anything bad about her. She worked loads on the UK indie circuit. She went over to Japan. She did some training over in Japan. She was doing quite a bit. So for us to let her go, strange, just really, really strange. But then saying that, letting go Zaya Brookside, I think is really strange because obviously her dad is a trainer at NXT, so you would imagine that they would have high hopes for her. What with her dad working for the company, and I can't imagine she put her foot out of place, and they used her quite a bit on NXT. Maybe it could be her. Maybe it could be Zaya Brookside. Maybe Millie McKenzie. We haven't seen Stevie Turner in a little while, so could it be Stevie Turner? I don't think Miko, but she would fit the profile of someone that we've seen before that's gone away for a little bit. I think Blair Davenport is, she's the front runner. She's the one that I'm expecting. If you look at the success of Jamie Hayter over on AEW, I can't think why WWE can't replicate that with Blair Davenport, because Blair Davenport has competed in Japan. She is well seasoned. She's a very good competitor. She's not a bad looking girl as well. So in a way, like if you think about the success AEW are having with Jamie Hayter, well, NXT have got Blair Davenport right there, and you can absolutely put a rocket on her and send her to the moon. So yeah, I hope we do get up and running with her. If this turns out not to be Blair Davenport, I hope we still do some really good stuff with Blair Davenport, because I'm quite high on her. Jim said, I think that Kelly has always just been a squeaky clean character. A heel turn would be a shocker. Quinn McKay, said Tim. Yeah, they changed her name. So that was what she used to be called. Emma's been on main event all the time. She recently has been fighting Roxanne Perez. It's all about her, said Dominico. What, you think Emma? I mean, that's true, actually. It could be someone coming back down, couldn't it? That is true. Didn't think about that. It could be someone coming back to NXT from the main roster. It could be Dana Brooke. Imagine if it's Dana Brooke. Could be Dana Brooke. Could be Emma. Yeah. That's interesting. I was getting Jamie Hayter and Blair Davenport mixed up. I thought she had left AEW, said Bryson. Steve said, could you see Ava doing anything with Tamina? Tamina does nothing now, and she wasn't great, but she has that Samoan experience from a female side. I don't know that their paths are going to cross, to be honest. I mean, Tamina could come down to NXT to do some stuff with Ava. I don't see Ava going up because she is, I mean, so green. I mean, she's joined NXT at the age of like 19 or something. I believe she was about that when she first joined. She might be like 20 now, maybe 21. But she's young. I don't think she's got any previous wrestling experience. She's having to learn it all now and make her mistakes now, find her feet now. I don't even think we've done a singles match with her yet. We're building to it, clearly, because she started a bit of a feud with Ivy Nile. So we're at the point where we are just at the verge of her having her first match in NXT. So if you compare that to, you know, how long was it from Sasha having her first match? Although saying that, Sasha had wrestled on the indie scene. So it's not a fair comparison. You'd have to compare it to Bianca Belair, maybe, because I don't think Bianca competed on the indie scene. So Bianca, from her first match in NXT to when she finally got called up, I mean, you're talking a good couple of years, aren't you? So I can't see Ava being on the main roster till 2025 at some point, at the very, very earliest. Probably more likely 2026. And I don't know where we'll be with Tamina at that point, but you could potentially do something. I mean, Tamina's still going to be around, I would imagine, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like have we started to phase her out anyway? Because I haven't seen her in forever. I don't know where she is. I don't know what she's doing. Remember, she was doing all that kind of 24/7 stuff. We might have already started to kind of show her the door, kind of, you know, this way, Tamina, this way. You know, the same thing we did with Titus O'Neil. You know, this way, over here. You work over here now. So I don't know. I don't know that their paths will cross. Lance said, would you consider joining the NXT roster if they offered you a minimum offer? Well, it depends what they're talking about. I mean, first of all, we wouldn't be able to do the watch-alongs, probably not for anything. So, you know, I can't imagine they'd be happy with me signing a contract with NXT and still continuing to stream Raw and SmackDown and all of that. So the whole channel would have to go away. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that would, and plus I am, you know, what am I going to do? They're not going to bring me in to be a wrestler, are they? And I wouldn't even look to go in as a wrestler. So I don't think they're looking for, like, you know, people that can talk and whatever. I think I would be okay with like a microphone and like putting someone over. I think I'd be actually pretty good at putting someone over, because I think, you know, just like all of you, I think a lot of you would be good at putting wrestlers over, because we've all watched Heyman do it, and we've all watched the likes of Jim Cornette and Bobby Heenan, and we know how you do it. What you can do, how you can get heat if you need it, how to get cheap heat, all that kind of stuff. So I'd feel pretty confident that I could do that, but I don't know, man. I don't think they're looking for that at the moment. I think they're looking for young athletes, aren't they? Young athletes that they can mold into the superstars of tomorrow. On the plus side, you wouldn't have to watch AEW anymore, said James. I checked on Sky Bet, and the bookies are going with Hyacinth Bouquet. Richard was spotted in wrestling crowds recently, and it got tongues wagging. Sean said, I think Persia is doing well on the indies with Matt Cardona. Macarai said, if it turns out to be Mandy, would you reveal it during or after the Gigi versus Jacey match? If it turns out to be Mandy, would you reveal it during or after the Gigi and Jacey match? I would do it after. Because I think that is a heated feud. I think what are we going to do? Try and get them back together now? I don't think we should do that, to be honest. I think there's been a lot of water under the bridge. There's been a lot of things that's been said. It's been some brutal beatdowns. Maybe Mandy could come back and try and get the band back together, but I don't know. I think, to be honest, they probably are looking at both of them as having singles runs now. If they wanted to keep them as a tag team, they would have kept them as a tag team. But I think the reason why they split them is, it makes a good story, but also because you've got two really good singles female wrestlers. So if Mandy comes back, I don't think the hunger would be there to put them all back in a faction again and have these two go back to being in a tag team. Because if they really wanted them as a tag team, there was no reason to split them as a tag team. So I've got to think the decision has already been made that they want them to be single stars. So with that being said, I think I would bring Mandy back if it was Mandy. And I think I would just keep it separate. I think you can definitely do some segments down the road where she interacts with them. But I think Toxic Attraction's done. She could always join up with one of them, if she's a heel, she could maybe, have Jacey. And they could, both comment about how Gigi was always the problem in the group. So you could maybe partner them up. Have them support each other. They could work a few tag matches together, but they could both still do their singles stuff as well. So it doesn't really get in each other's way. You could potentially do that, but I don't think that we'd look to bring Mandy back and reform Toxic Attraction. I don't think we would look to do that because, as we said, if they really thought there was value in Toxic Attraction staying as a tag team, I think they would have kept them as a tag team anyway. But the fact they split them says to me that I think they want to have them as two single stars. I think it's the lady who used to roll with Great Carly, says Lance. Richard said it's not Blair, Mandy, or Kelly. It's a surprise. Robert said Cora Jade comes out and attacks NXT Women's Champion Tiffany. Kian said, sorry for not replying in the chat. It goes, I fell asleep. I was shattered, but I'll be here tonight stream. If I don't type anything, I will have fallen asleep. No worries, dudes. Yeah, I mean, look, we're streaming all the time. So, I mean, it's join us when you can, be awake when you can. There's just constantly wrestling on, isn't there? I mean, we've obviously done SmackDown. We've done Night of Champions. We've done Battleground. We've done Raw. We're here for NXT. We will be back tomorrow to do AEW. But it's, it's just nonstop, isn't it? It's like... And probably the biggest show of the week is going to be Friday with SmackDown. So, yeah, I mean, there's just stuff all the time. And we are going to do UFC on Saturday as well. I've had people asking what we're doing Saturday. It looks like it's going to be UFC, which has been a while since we've done UFC, actually. So that's going to be strange, going back to UFC. We used to do it week in, week out. There's just been so many big streams now on Saturdays That's it's just hard, isn't it? I mean, there was no way we could do UFC. Well, thankfully, I don't think there was any UFC anyway, but there's no way we could have done that over Night of Champs. And as we said, it's a banging show anyway. Bryson said it could be Blair, Soraya, Kyrie, Sane, Mandy, or me, says Bryson. The Doll House was better than Toxic Attraction, says Cyprian. Cora Jade comes out and attacks NXT Women's Champion Tiffany. London Askew, shout out to you. London Askew firing in a membership. That's very kind, my friend. I hope you're well. Hope you're excited for NXT. As we said, we've got less than half an hour to go. And tonight, it is the Weaponized cage match. It is also the revealing of the mystery person. As well as that, we've got a Tiffbration or something. Tiffbration. We've got a Tiffbration that's going to be starting the show. So a Tiffany celebration, basically. They're just trying to shove Tiffany into whatever they can. Tiffany Epiphany and a Tiffbration. Tiffbration doesn't even work. But what next for Carmelo after his instant classic? I don't think it was an instant classic. After his instant classic against Bron Breakker, we hear from the champion tonight. We've got get ready for a Tiffy-bration. Tiffy-bration doesn't work either. Get ready for a Tiffy-bration. It kicks off NXT tonight. As well as that, we got the Weaponized cage match. So we've got that. And I think that's everything, actually. I don't think they've announced anything else. I think that's everything they've announced. Obviously, we've got the fallout of Battleground, so Dijak and Dragunov. I mean, I don't know that I'd be expecting to see Dragunov. I saw a picture of him lying on a doctor's sort of bench or whatever. You know, the kind of things that you lie on when a doctor's checking you. And he was putting ice on his stomach. And he looked in great pain, which you can understand. I mean, that was so brutal. We got that new group as well, that new faction. I'm so looking forward to that with Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, Oro Mensah, Noam Dar. I'm so looking forward to that group. I'm so on board with Jakara Jackson. I haven't seen a great deal of her, but I just love that sporty look that she's got. You know, she looks athletic. She looks like she can, do some stuff in the ring. I don't expect her to be like a technical wizard, but I'd be hoping for a bit of, moonsaults, a bit of flexibility, a bit of agility, see what she can bring. And then, she can kind of develop her selling and all the other stuff. I think I saw James, actually. Was it James? I can't remember. Someone on Twitter was praising a match that was on NXT Level Up between Valentina Feroz and Yulisa against Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Someone on Twitter was saying that that was a banging tag match. And I was like, do you know what? I really want to check that out because I really want to see what Jakara Jackson looks like. And listen, any banging match that involves Lash Legend, I need to see it, right? Because I need to know that there's been one. I need to know that one of them's actually happened. And apparently she's been involved in a banging match. Who knew? So, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, Oro Mensah, Noam Dar. I like that group. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we get from them tonight. And as we said, Tiffany and Carmelo Hayes. Hurricane says, don't you think the perfect opportunity for Paul Heyman to portray and show his true hand is when the bloodline is completely over, no Solo, no Usos? That's when Brock Lesnar is going to attack. What do you mean about Paul Heyman? Do you mean like that's his plan is to attack Roman and go back with being with Brock? Yeah, I suppose you can. I don't know. I don't know. The thing with Paul Heyman is that he doesn't jump around too much. He was with Brock, And he had some other people that he was working with, but he was always with Brock. And so him leaving Brock, him being with Roman, that's been huge. It's been huge because we don't do it that often. So now for him to go back to Brock, you know, we've already had a little bit of him going back to Brock and Brock bringing him back. And then he got burnt. Brock got burnt. Like, would Brock do that again? Would Brock trust him again and bring him back in again? Don't know. I don't know that I would put him back with Brock now. I don't think Brock needs him. I think Brock's shown that he's fine without Heyman. Absolutely fine without Heyman. I think those two were together for a long, long time. I think we did go back to it at the start of 2022 when Paul was with Brock and then obviously turned on him at the Rumble. Would I go back to it again now? I don't know. I mean, if it happens, I wouldn't be down on it. Let's put it that way. If it happens, I wouldn't be against it. But I think it's because like we saw it in 2022, so I feel like I've seen it. I've seen him go back with Brock. And granted, they weren't together very long, but it did happen for that little short time, and it looked like he'd gone back to Brock. So that emotion of Paul is now back with Brock. I've had that just over a year, about a year and a half ago. So I don't know that I'd be clamoring to see that again. I think actually what I would be more interested in is having Paul go with someone new like Gable Steveson. I think Paul, once everyone's left, I think Paul looking at Roman, just shaking his head as it's all fallen down, turning his back and walking away. I think that would be very powerful. But I don't think I'd put him back with Brock. I think I'd be quite tempted to go, right, we have got a free Paul Heyman now. We've got a Paul Heyman that we can put with anybody who's going to really benefit. Who needs Paul Heyman now? Who needs Paul Heyman? Because Brock doesn't. Brock doesn't need it. Who needs Paul Heyman? And the first name that would come to mind would be Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson would need Paul Heyman. So I think I'd be more tempted to go in that direction. But we don't actually know what's happening with Gable Steveson at the moment. I read something the other day that said that his return to the Olympics has not been authorized by WWE yet. And so that would suggest that, well, they've got to make a decision very, very soon, haven't they? They've got to make a decision very, very soon because he needs to be training or he's got to be going in one direction or the other. So I don't know what we're doing with him. The whole thing's been just horrific. What a mess. What a mess. We brought that woman in, didn't we? No, she's signed. So he won a gold medal, but there was a woman that won a gold medal for America at the 2021 Olympics. She was at SummerSlam, I think, in 2021. With there was big celebration and everything as they brought them out. And I remember an interview she said she'd been a fan for her whole life and she wanted to be a WWE superstar. But for some reason, I don't know, they didn't seem that interested. I think they were just so infatuated with Gable Steveson. I don't think they were paying this woman too much attention. But she's finally signed. She's signed. So she should be coming. I'm not saying Paul Heyman with her, but I'm just saying that's an exciting person that's coming in soon. It's not too many people that have got flipping Olympic gold medals for wrestling. And certainly in the women's division as well. So, she's coming in soon. I can't remember her name, but, again, I haven't heard any more about her either. So I don't know what's happening there. Sean said, possibility that the attacker is Aaliyah, Knox, or Paxley. Oh, Paxley's a good shout. Tatum Paxley's a good shout. Tegan Knox, I would say low. Just because we've only recently brought her back and she's never really had a run on the main roster. I would say Emma feels a little bit more likely because she's had a run on the main roster before in the past. We brought her back and it's been a while since she's been in NXT. Obviously, Tegan Knox, not that long ago that she was in NXT. So Tegan Nox got called up, got released, got brought back. She hasn't really done anything wrong since she came back. We just haven't done anything with her. So I think for her to now find a way back down in NXT, I think that would be a disappointment for her. That'd be a disappointment. I mean, look, you'd take it. Of course you would. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I can't say she's really done anything wrong on the main roster. It's just they haven't got any kind of creative for her. But then you'd ask the question, if you don't have any creative for her, why did you bring her back? I mean, not everyone can be a top star. You know, you do need some people to put others over. But then I'd ask the question, well, why are you putting her down in NXT then? You either brought her back because you've got a plan for her, or you brought her back because you wanted to put others over. I don't think you would bring her back to put her back down in NXT. So I don't know. I can't say I'm expecting Tegan Nox. I think Tatum Paxley is a really good shout though, because she needs something, doesn't she? She needs something. Aaliyah, how do I feel about Aaliyah? I mean, unless has she failed on the main roster? I mean, I don't think she's failed. She hasn't massively shone. I'm going to say no. I don't think we've done enough with Aaliyah to give up on her on the main roster. I think if someone's coming down from the main roster, they've probably been there for a while. So I don't know, you know, a Dana Brooke, for example, you know, Dana Brooke would be an example. Someone that's been on the main roster for a while that we don't know what to do with. We've tried a few things, and now we have them come back as a mystery person. But I feel like Aaliyah hasn't done a great deal. She's not been on the main roster too long. Tegan Nox exactly the same. I suppose you could even say the same for Emma. The only difference with Emma is that she has spent time on the main roster. She did the Emelina stuff. She was obviously with Santino for a little bit. She came up and she was doing something with Dana when she came up as well. So she has done a few things. So I'd be surprised if it was some of those. I feel like it's probably more likely going to be like a Tatum Paxley. I think Tatum Paxley is a great shout. A Tatum Paxley, a Blair Davenport, Stevie Turner, like someone that we've seen in NXT before that we're familiar with, so that when they reveal themselves, we go, oh, it's such and such. But it's, you know, it's going to be someone along those lines, someone that we're aware of, someone we've seen before, someone like a Stevie Turner, a Tatum Paxley, a Miko Satomura, Blair Davenport, you know, one of those kind of people. But, I mean, look, could it be a Tegan Nox? Sure. It might be that they're just like, we just don't have anything. We don't have anything. I would raise the question then, well, why bring her back? Why bring her back? You only brought her back at the end of last year. You brought her back at the end of last year, and here we are in May, and already you haven't got anything. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll find out. Guess who's back? Who has been the latest build since Breakker lost his rematch for the title? Daze, guess who's back? Who has been the latest build since Breakker lost his rematch for the title? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Who has been the latest build since Breakker lost his rematch for the title? Explain yourself. Modern Mogul. What do you mean? It was me. Feroz and Yulisa versus Shakira Lash was good, but to say it was a banger is a massive exaggeration. Oh. Someone on Twitter was like really praising it. They really enjoyed it, which in all fairness, fair play. Do you know what I mean? Unless they're just a diehard WWE fan that just loves, you know, everything. Every show's a 10 out of 10. But I don't know, if someone did watch it and really enjoyed it and got something from it, like great, you know, I'm pleased for them. Definitely made me want to check it out. I was like, oh, really? Because I've said it, I'm really interested in Jakara Jackson. I don't know anything about her. I don't know that I've seen her wrestle. I do recognize her though, but I feel like I only recognize her because I've seen her like standing around, you know, in backstage areas during like NXT. So I don't know much about her, but I want to know. I want to know more about her. I'm so on board with this new faction. So we'll see. We should find out more about them tonight. Wrestle with Andy said, "What if it's Billie Kay?" Oh my god. Well, if it's Billie Kay, my question would be, why is she in flipping NXT when she should be the women's world champion? When she should be defeating Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam? Why is she in NXT? That would be my question. But then I'd also be very happy that she's back. Who's next for Mello? There's a lot of focus been on Breaker rematch. Who's got momentum, says Modern Mogul. Right. Who's next for Carmelo? Don't know, because I don't know who's got momentum at the moment. I mean, you could make the argument Dragunov after that banger at the weekends, but I mean, he's so banged up. I don't know that he is going to be, physically capable of having any kind of segment or match anytime soon. And the other thing as well is that I really feel like Dragunov is going to win that title. I think he will be NXT champ, and I don't think you're going to want to take it off Carmelo yet. So I don't know. I don't know that you do give it to someone like that that's got loads of momentum. You might have to give it to someone like Tyler Bate, who lost, or Joe Gacy, who lost, and, give them an opportunity at the title, which they don't win, but at least it gives Carmelo a new feud. It gives them something tasty to get their teeth into. It gives Carmelo a little longer with the title. And then maybe we just push like Dragunov further down the road. And Dragunov, as we said, ultimately gets it a little bit further down the road. But yeah, I mean, honestly, who's got like great momentum at the moment in the men's division? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of 50-50 booking and trading of wins. Wesley's got great momentum, but of course he's already a mid-card champion. I mean, Wesley has done a great job, but I mean, Axiom, no. Nathan Frazier, no. Noam Dar's only just arrived. Von Wagner's like a free agent, and I don't think he's got momentum. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can't like give you a load of names of people that have got great momentum at the moment. But as we said, maybe that's not a problem, because maybe we're not looking for someone to dethrone Carmelo. Perhaps Carmelo's going to keep this title for a while, so we're just going to feed in people like Tyler and feed in people like Joe Gacy. I mean, listen, a Gacy Carmelo feuds. I don't know if we've seen that already. I can't remember. We might have seen it when he was North American champion. But to see it for the top title, I think that'd be pretty cool. And I really like him with Ava. I've said that before. I think him and Ava, like doing something in the top of the card could be kind of interesting. Ava at the moment's got her hands full with Ivy Nile, though, but there's a lot going on, isn't there? A lot going on. What if it's Peyton Royce? That would be fun. She had a baby, didn't she? So I think has she had it? I'm not sure. She was having a baby. I think she probably has had it now. She probably had it ages ago. I don't know. I don't keep tabs of Peyton Royce's personal life, but I know she was pregnant. But yeah, she could have had the baby. Could have been a while ago. She could be ready to come back. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Tony against Carmelo, says Bonkers. Daze, what if it's Jessamine Duke or Nina Samuels? Well, Nina Samuels. I don't know that we would keep that a mystery. I feel like you really only do a mystery when you know the reveal is going to be like a moment, It was quite brave of them to have Ava as a mystery, but I think so many people knew that she was The Rock's daughter, and there was a lot of talk about her, and, there'd been a lot of speculation about when she was going to get started, and people were waiting for her. That I think even though we hadn't seen her before, people, I think, still knew who she was. as soon as she revealed, I knew who it was. Little bit risky, a bit gambly on that one. I agree. But take Scripps, for example. So, you know, we didn't know who Scripps was, and then that turned out to be Reggie. He's a mystery person. They could be coming down from the main roster. I do think it's going to be someone that we know. But as we said, you know, are you going to do it with someone that's just recently been brought back by Triple H? I feel like it would make more sense to do it with someone that's just been kicking around in cages. Xia Li, been up there, you know. Aaliyah, I suppose, I mean, it could be Aaliyah, but I feel sorry for her because I don't think she's really done anything wrong. I don't think that Xia Li's done anything wrong, but to be honest, I just don't think that her gimmick, her current gimmick, is really working for her. So they might need to bring her back down to find a new gimmick. And maybe you could make that same argument for Aaliyah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that it could be. I still feel pretty good about Blair Davenport, though. There's a lot of names being chucked around, but for me, like, Blair Davenport was, you know, she was someone that was brought in. We know she's signed. So we know that she's currently signed to NXT. We just don't know when we're going to see her again or how they're going to bring her back. And this could be the vehicle to do it. So Blair Davenport, I think, is the favorite. That's who I'm leaning with. But yeah, I think as the chat has pointed out, it could be quite a few. People. How would you feel about Carmelo against Zion Quinn feuds? I'd be a little confused just because Zion Quinn got called up. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be like against it. I know that Austin would enjoy it. I think that it'd be all right. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense in regards to he could put Carmelo over. So it would give Zion Quinn a story to get his teeth into. It would give him something to do. It would give Carmelo a new opponent. It would allow him to keep the title a little longer. So, I mean, it does tick those boxes. But the only thing I would say is that I don't know that Zion Quinn is NXT anymore. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him. I mean, he was part of the draft, wasn't he? He got kind of called up. So, I don't know what their plans are. I feel the exact same about Von Wagner as well. I don't know what they're doing with Von Wagner. He was also a free agent that was sort of called up, but not really called up. And we've still seen him on NXT. And I don't know. It's very strange, isn't it? It's very strange. We've got Damon Kemp around as well. I mean, Damon Kemp's got no momentum whatsoever. So I'm not saying that he'd be the right person. But I'm just saying that, like, he's someone that I felt we could get somewhere with. And he is Gable Stevenson's brother. So, you know, he's someone that it feels like we need to do something with. But there is a lack of momentum in that men's division. So it's hard to sit here and go, oh, yeah, this person, that person, you know, they're killing it at the moment. They're ready. They're ready to take that next step up because there is just so much like 50-50 booking. Apart from Wes Lee, who's just killing it as North American champion. But he's not going to be the next opponent for Carmelo. WWE and AEW should sign Jordan Gray. She's free agent after leaving Impact, says Zane. Apparently she wants some time away for a little bit. That's the word on the street. Lacey Evans, says Michael. That's not bad, you know. That's not bad. Lacey Evans isn't bad. You know, that fits what I was saying about someone that's been on the main roster for a while that we just don't know what to do with. Send them back to NXT to get a new character. You know, I don't mind that. I mean, I thought there was something we could do. Do you remember we were doing those vignettes of her training with the Marines and all that, like putting the work in, and she was doing the Cobra clutch. Apparently they've given up on that already. They've given up. They didn't think it was working. So that's another Lacey Evans little mini push that's failed and done and died and gone. Just add it to the flipping list. So, yeah, I don't think Lacey Evans is a bad shout. But Alicia Fox says Riot is Liv. Lacey is in Money in the Bank qualifier, though. Oh, yes, she is. She is well remembered. Lacey had the best character on her run with WWE. SmackDown is going to be massive. SmackDown's going to be massive. Yes. Lacey Evans' 45th gimmick. I know, man. I feel so sorry for her because I think that I thought that was not bad. I thought that the vignettes of her training and the Cobra Clutch, I thought that was all right. I was saying put some young talent with her, make her the leader of like a little faction where she's got some cadets, that do her bidding for her as a heel. Like, yeah, I thought that could get somewhere. Imagine if like they at the big pay-per-view shows were coming out in like, army vehicles and they're all decked out in army attire and, they get in the ring and they salute and, you really lean into the military thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Perhaps they just don't want to present Lacey as a military heel, because they do a lot, don't they, with the military tribute for the troops. Obviously, we recognized Memorial Day, or is that what it was? And so perhaps they don't want to go that way with it. I'm not sure. Because I thought it was good. I didn't mind it. Of all the gimmicks that we've done with Lacey Evans, I really didn't mind her putting those vignettes of her working, showing that she's, a Marine. She look at what she's putting her body through, putting herself through to be the best version of herself. Like, it seemed credible, seemed cool. She seemed like a badass. Her getting in there and, doing some stuff. Cobra Clutch reminds me of Sergeant Slaughter. It's a great, great thing to think about, when you're thinking about someone in the military as well. So, yeah, I thought it ticks a few boxes, but hey-ho, wasn't to be. Callio said Eva Marie has been teasing a comeback, so there is a chance that the mystery person is her. Good God. Well, no, the mystery person hasn't fallen over as she's like made her way out to last week when she was like kicking Roxanne. She didn't stumble over and fall over and look like a flipping disgrace. So I'm going to say it's probably not Eva, but you've got me worried now. Last time WWE used the tank for an entrance, Rusev and Lana made out in it at WrestleMania. Let's go. That was cool though, wasn't it? I mean, that was a real cool look. So we could definitely lean into that for Lacey again. But Coach Co, shout out to you. Coach Co says the melodious lollipop harmoniously serenaded the levitating dog's taste buds with a symphony of rainbow-flavored licks. I have no clue. Most of your comments leave me with no idea as to what you're on about, but that one is right up there. I don't even think that's like song lyrics. The melodious lollipop harmoniously serenaded the levitating dog's taste buds with a symphony of rainbow-flavored licks. I don't even know what that means. It might be a review for like dog food. I don't know. But I hope you're well, Coach Go. I hope life's treating you well. Right, NXT is starting. Let's go. Then, now, forever, together. Oh, we're starting with the cage match. I thought we were starting with the Tiffy-bration. Cage match, weaponized cage match. This is going to end what has been a toxic friendship. Lol. Weaponized. Weaponized cage match. Let's go. Perhaps a presentation of Lacey that could get over is her being a drill sergeant with the recruits. The faction could be called the Brigade. Love it. Yep. Sign me up for that, Sean. Sign me up. Daze, I've got a theory about the mystery attacker being Mandy. I will send it in my next message, says Spurs Gamer. Go for it. That'll be big if it is. Let's go to the Tiffy top, said Michael. Yes, Michael. The Tiffy top. Right, video package at the moment where we are just looking at the history of Toxic Attraction. They've been in NXT for quite a while now, haven't they, these two? Look at the Bloods. Gigi said, you might have beat me, but you also had to get 8 stitches to fix your face. Lacey Evans' faction could be the Bella-Talians. The Bella-Talians. Oh, my God. Everyone would be worried the Bellas would be involved, though. But probably Gigi and Jacey match starting off. Yes, we are, Brian. We are. Let's go. Let's go. Weaponized steel cage match. Just showing how we got here. Good way to start the show, isn't it? A weaponized cage match. And these two always deliver, man. Their matches are brutal. Been a good feud, actually. Been a good feud. Chairs, trash cans. I think there was like kendo stick in there. Here's Gigi Dolin. So Gigi Dolin making her way out. Oh, wow. Jacey attacks her straight away. So Gigi was in the entranceway. Jacey just comes running out. We're not waiting around. Into the ring steps goes Gigi. Love it. Love it. As we said, man, they bring it. They bring it. She's got her and hurls her into the side of the cage. Jacey Jane grabbing Gigi, hurling her into the ring steps. She's got her on the ring steps. She's getting the door, slamming it into Gigi. And again, repeatedly slamming the door. Oh, man. Let's go. Let's go. So, Jacey jumps. Gigi. Bella sounded. As cage match starts the show. What we got? Oh, man, she's whipping her with some sort of strap. Ooh, that's going to be moody, man. That's going to be moody. Crotch chop by Jacey. She's going over, grabbing a chair. Tables, trash can lids, chairs, straps. Kick to the midsection. She wallops her with that trash can lids. Sometimes those trash can lids can be made of like foil. But that one actually looked like it got a little bit of weight behind it. Gigi is in a chair. Ooh, kick coming into the side of the head. But Gigi moves. Kick to the head by Gigi. Jacey is sat down, crossbody. Jacey is getting chucked into the side of the cage. Chucked over the other side as well. Straps on the floor, chair on the floor. Gigi's got that strap. She's got that strap. Oh, man, that's going to hurt, man. I feel so sorry for him. And again, whipping her right across the shoulder blades. Mandy attacked Roxanne. Mandy lost the title to Roxanne. Gigi versus Jacey tonight could mean that Mandy reveals herself and gets the band back together. WWE has promised the reveal will shake up NXT, said Spurs Gamer. Fair play. Yep. Trash can is in front of Jacey. We have asked the question as to who is the mystery person. 47% think Blair Davenport. 31% think Mandy Rose. 18% think it's someone else. 5% think it's Kelly Kincaid. So 47% at the moment, Blair Davenport. 30% Mandy Rose. I like your point, though. It was Roxanne that took the title from Mandy. So it does add up. Does make sense. She's choking Jacey with the strap. Jacey is down at the moment. There was a trash can that was just put in front of Jacey, and Gigi drop kicked into it. And now she's grabbing another trash can as well. So it's all Gigi at the moment. Gigi is in control. She's going over. She's grabbing a... What's that? A baseball bat. Jabbing it into the midsection of Jacey. I did wonder if there was barbed wire on it, but there isn't. And she was jabbing it into the midsection of Jacey. Gigi is in control at the moment. She's talking trash to her. She's on her knees, crawling over. It's all Gigi right now. Gigi with a smile on her face. She's back in the corner. She's got that baseball bat. Swing and a miss. She gets picked up, planted onto that trash can, but the trash can didn't really break. That swing of the baseball bat was not great, but the spike onto the trash can looked pretty good. The spike onto the trash can looked good because, again, the trash can, it didn't really, like, buckle the way you'd expect. It sort of, like, dented a little. But I'm pretty sure she would have felt that. You need to admit the attacker was you all along, said Brian. Bum, bum, bum. Modern Mogul, shout out to you, buds. Are you expecting Kota Ibushi to join the Elite, says Real Kyle. I think so, yeah. I think it seems like things are set up for that to happen. So, Golden Lovers reuniting and everything. So, yeah, he's a free agent, isn't he? I'm sure they're... I mean, they've got a great relationship and everything. So, yeah, seems like it's probably going to go that way. We are at commercial break. They should have gone commercial free for this match, said James. I agree. Looks like Gigi is bleeding. There's blood, said Gaming Content Channel. The bat was covered in thorns, said Alex. Oh, I didn't see the thorns. I saw the rose. I didn't see the thorns, though. Unless were the thorns on the rose? That would make sense, wouldn't it? But, yeah, it's been all right. It's been a couple of moments where, like, you know, the swing of the bat has been a little weak. Or, I mean, Jacey was whipping Gigi with that strap. And Gigi managed to get Jacey sat on a chair. And she just sort of, like, cross-bodied her, which looked a bit weak, I thought. Considering how brutal Jacey had just been walloping her with a strap. To see Gigi respond by cross-bodying a seated Jacey. It didn't really hit the same. So there's been just a couple of little bits like that where I don't know. But other than that, it's looked good and pretty brutal, pretty hard hitting. But I would say it's below been very good. But then I think they've been actually doing it, so that's why it looks good. Because it's brutal. Coach Co said, sphincter odoriferous excreta abounds while voraciously masticating feculent delicacies, ignominiously defying the boundaries of linguistic coherence. What's this? Is this like trying to test what words I can read? Because to be honest, there's a couple there that I ignominiously, it's not a word I'm familiar with, ignominiously defying the boundaries of linguistic coherence. Sphincter. odoriferous excreta abounds, while voraciously masticating feculent delicacies. That's all I can imagine. Modern Mogul, shout out to you, my friends. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everyone joining us for NXT. Let's see what these ladies can do as we get to the second part. Nice. Gigi going for the cover, but Jacey kicks out. Let's see what these two can do as we enter the final straight of this one. So Gigi back on her feet, going over, grabbing a chair. Chucking the chair down. Going over, trying to grab another chair. Chucking that down as well. Going over again, grabbing another chair. So we've got a little pile of chairs in the ring at the moment. It's about 4 or 5 chairs that are being stacked in a pile. Jacey is being Snapdragon. No, reverse against the ropes. Duck underneath. Net breaker into the chairs. It's Gigi that goes into the chairs. Jacey with the cover. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. I bet that hurt. I bet that hurt as well. Yeah, look moody. You can see some marks that she's got, Gigi. I don't know if they're from this match or ones that maybe she had coming into this, but there's some like red marks. It looks to be a bit of bruising as well. These two throwing forearms back and forth. Both women back up on their feet. Another forearm strike coming in there by Jacey. Quick shots coming in by Gigi. Gigi round the back, looking for a stretch, but not getting it. She gets chucked into the corner, goes into a trash can. Kick coming in. Ah, that's the kind of kick that she kicked her with when she put her through that door. Oh, cannonballs. Is Gigi all right? Gigi might be properly dazed. There looks like there's blood on that trash can. 2, shoulder up. Shoulder up. That little kick, man, she might be out of it. The ref keeps checking on her, but that little kick that Jacey does, do you remember she did it when Gigi was slumped against the door and she turned on her? It was the kick that was brutal, man. It was the kick that caused a lot of the damage. And that kick that she just did, the exact same one again, it looked moody. It looked moody. At the moment, I mean, the ref seems to be quite happy to allow this to continue. Table is being set up in the corner. We haven't seen Gigi in a little while. I'm guessing she's still down. Jacey turns around. There's Gigi. Gigi being picked up. Looks like she's going to be suplexed through the table, but she's blocking it. Blocking it again. Shot coming into the midsection. She's turned Jacey around. Jacey's blocking it now. Jacey goes down. Big clubbing blow. Knee to... Oh, that's a great knee. That is a great knee. That knee to the midsection. Jacey just went down off it because it looked so good. Into the side of the cage goes Gigi. Some good stuff, man. Some good stuff in this. I love that little kick. I love that knee to the midsection. The whipping looked really good as well. Jacey climbing up, grabbing Gigi. Looks like, I don't know, that table's really close. She can't suplex her through it because she'll put herself through it. So what's she going to look to do? Just chuck her or something? I don't know. I think whatever these women are going to do, it feels like they're both going through that table. It's really close, that table. Headbutt there by Gigi. Jacey goes down onto the top turnbuckle. Into the side of the cage repeatedly goes Jacey. Maybe she's going to do that. Just like smash her off the side of the cage. Put her through the table. Picks her up. Nice. That's good. Choke slam. Choke slam. So she's able to stay up top. Choke slams her through the table. Gets the pin. And Gigi picks up the win. That's good. It looked like Jacey was going for the superplex. But as we said, they both would have gone through the table if they did that. Had they have done like a Spanish fly, they both would have gone through the table. There was quite a lot of moves where they were both going through it. But instead, she chokeslammed her. So it meant that Gigi stayed on the top turnbuckle. It's Jacey that goes through the table. And it's Gigi that picks up the win. Crowd are yesing away. And that's a big win for Gigi. So Gigi wins with table spots. Not bad. New AEW TBS champ at Double or Nothing. Chris Statlander defeated Jade Cargill, says Adam. Tim said the match should have ended in 3 minutes like the old Diva matches. Modern Mogul said, when was your most eye-opening character development? Mine was Hogan when he went heel and started with the black attire. Most eye-opening character development. Probably Lex Luger. So, I think Lex Luger. I think Lex Luger going from being a heel, the narcissist, to the Lex Express and everything that came after, and that slam on the USS Intrepid, was it? USS Intrepid, I believe it was, when he slammed Yokozuna. That was sick. That was so good. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that full show. I don't know if they've ever actually put it out. Like where they show the whole thing of everyone trying to slam Yokozuna, but that made such an impact on me when I was young. Because it's such a great story, isn't it? Who can slam Yokozuna? And you watch like all these amazing names like Macho Man tried and Crush tried and all these people tried. And then NFL stars who I didn't know who they were, but I'm sure if you watch the NFL, you knew who they were at the time. So you watched all these people trying, they couldn't do it, and then obviously it looked like there's no hope. No one can slam Yokozuna. And then a flipping helicopter. A helicopter in the distance lands on the aircraft carrier. And out of the helicopter, people, I think there are Hogan chants. People think it's going to be Hogan. And it turns out to be Lex Luger, who was a heel. But he came out in like Stars and Stripes. Got the crowd going. Slammed him and off we go, baby. So I'd say that's, I think, probably the first one I can remember that had like the biggest impact. Get them out of here. They don't need to see this. Coach Coach said the ineffable Flibbert Gibbet synchronized with the Perspacious Troglodyte to circumvent the exiguous amalgamation. Troglodyte to circumvent the exiguous amalgamation of quixotic peregrinations. That was harder. That one was harder. That was harder than the last one. Quixotic peregrinations. I think I've got that one. Peregrinations. These are kind of fun to try. I hope people are trying at home as well. Give it a go. The ineffable Fibbert Gibbet. Libbert Gibbe. I don't know what that word is. Synchronized with the Perspicuous Troglodyte. I like Troglodyte. Troglodyte's cool. We are back with Wesley. We're going to keep looking at Battleground, so it's just a Battleground video thing, that's all. But here's Wesley. What's Wesley got to say? He said, I'm a bit sore. It comes with the territory. Who's this? Jacey sent us as a reminder. We've got Schism, so here's Tyler Bate. So the dyad. Dyad, step up to Wes. Tyler makes the save. Nothing actually happens, but he's there. Is that going to lead to a tag match maybe later? Wes and Tyler against the Dyads. Why didn't they just attack him? When do you ever see heels arrive and like say somewhat? Normally they just attack him. You know, should have just jumped him. I don't know that Tyler would have made it if they'd have done that. Lol. My prediction for LA Knight against Ford on SmackDown is Montez is my predicted winner, says Adam. The reveal of the mystery attacker is the main event, says Philip 4. Don't know, buds. Don't know. I don't think they've said anything. Right, let's go down. There's another one for people to give a go at. I don't think it'll be much fun, me sitting here just trying to read out long words that Coach Co is posting. But it's in the chat if anyone wants to give that a go. Philip says, reveal of the mystery attacker main event. Don't know. Who won the steel cage match? Gigi. Schism come in like a WWE video game cutscene, said Soul Blue 22. The real Carl said it felt just like a video game scene. Niall said, what made the Heritage Cup so special in NXT? What if they had a Heritage Cup on Raw or SmackDown? Would that be awesome? Yeah. I mean, I think the Heritage Cup, it just offers something different. I think when you watch so much wrestling, as we have, obviously, with Night of Champions, and then obviously, well, I mean, first of all, SmackDown, then Night of Champions, then we got to Battleground, then we've watched Raw, now we're watching NXT. Like, you do want a bit of variety. Like that cage match, brilliant. You know, just something a little bit different. I mean, you know, you don't need loads of variation, but just the odd little thing here and there. And I think the Heritage Cup is going to provide that because it's rounds and it's different. And, you know, you've got someone in your corner and you can tell a few different stories. I suppose in a way it's a bit like how, tag wrestling is different because you can do different things with tag teams. You can do hot tags and things like that. I feel like the Heritage Cup is sort of like that. You can do things in the Heritage Cup that you can't really do in a normal match because you've got rounds and multiple falls. So someone can win by pin, but they haven't won the match. So, do they win it 2-0? Do they go 1-1 and then someone takes the thirds? Does the person that get the first fall get the third fall? Does a person go 1-0 down but then win the next two? Like, there's a few different things that you can do with that. Then, obviously, you can have a bit of fun with the advice that's being given in the corner. And so there's a few little bits and bobs you can do. It's just something a little different. So I don't see any problem with bringing, like, a Heritage Cup onto the main roster. I don't really see a problem with it. Is there room for it? I mean, maybe you could say there is on Raw. But I think the problem with the Heritage Cup, if there was a problem, was that what does it mean? What does it actually count for? I mean, I suppose like you could make the argument, well, what does the Intercontinental title mean? What does the US title mean? But they've got such a rich history that when we think about the Intercontinental title, when we think about the US title, we can talk about some of the great champions of the past. Like both of those belts go back decades and decades and decades. Heritage Cup's not got that. And it's not a belt either, is it? So it's an achievement, but it's an achievement that I don't know that it really feels like much yet. Maybe if there'd been some banging Heritage Cup matches that people could think about, maybe if we had Shawn against Razor in an amazing classic Heritage Cup match, that would then help the Heritage Cup feel special, But there's not really like banging matches to draw on. It was in NXT UK, of course, but I think it's one of those that at the moment it might not feel anything special. But as we do have more and more great matches, like could you imagine if we did Johnny Gargano against Tommaso Ciampa as a Heritage Cup match? And, or had we have done Sami Zayn against Nakamura as a Heritage Cup match, or Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, or we could have a rich history of great feuds that had Heritage Cup matches, and then the cup would have felt a bit more prestigious. So it'll just take a bit of time, but I'm sure it'll get there. Gallus are making fun about Tony. Here's Stacks. So Gallus make fun of Tony D. Did you ever hear that snitches get stitches? So snitches get stitches. So Stacks trying to take out Gallus all on his own. Good luck with that, mate. Okay, so they attack Stacks. Here's Carmelo. Here's Carmelo. Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams. Bout it, bout it. Bryson says, I hate Gallus. Oh, Mellow. Mellow. Mother Mogul said, I really like Dawkins to make it in Money in the Bank and Bianca and Tez to cost him his chance. Or if they both make it and then a turn happens, creating two new top stars at the same time. What's happening with Tony D? Well, he was having his picture taken. So there was a Tony D mugshot that was happening. Then Gallus were laughing. And then you are him, Chance. You are him. You are him. I did that. NXT Battleground was exactly that. It was Braun against thousands. Nothing but net and still, says Carmelo. Sometimes you got to take shots to make shots. Carmelo said he never misses. So what's next for him? Who's next for him? I'm about to find out. Supernova. Let's go. Noam Dar with his new group. Let's go. Noam Dar with his new group. Look at Jakara Jackson. You weren't the only one to retain your championship. I defended my Heritage Cup, says Noam Dar. You just managed to beat Bron Breakker. But I beat Dragon Lee twice. So Trick says, we haven't got time to talk about how all four of you had to cheat to beat Dragon Lee. Mello is wearing his death row pendant from Snoop Dogg, says Modern Mogul. I didn't know he'd been given one. There's levels to this game, says Carmelo. This NXT championship puts me on the highest level. You might have beaten Dragon Lee twice, but you can't beat me once. That's all it is, and that's all. No, I'm Dartel's trick to shush. The adults are talking. He tells Trick to shush, and he says the adults are talking. Are you challenging me? Put that championship on the line against me tonight, says Noam Dar. You're trying to take advantage of Mello, says Trick. Noam Dar has the same haircut as Carmelo Hayes. You and I tonight, what do you say? Is he going to do it? Are we going to do it tonight? You don't have what it takes to compete at the highest level, says Noam Dar. Okay, he's gonna do it. You and me. Oh, it's happening tonight. He said, yeah, they're gonna do it. You want a shot at this championship? Well, you and me tonight. So Carmelo against Noam Dar tonight for the NXT championship. Let's go. New champion. New champion, baby. Noam Dar, Supernova. If that match is made, imagine if it's not made official after all of that. After listening to them talking for about 20 minutes. Ah, well, look, there's Tatum Paxley. Roxanne said, the only person we should be celebrating tonight is me. Is Ivy Nile. Get over it, you lost. She's in a feud with Ava at the moment. All right. So a little confrontation between Ivy and Cora. Her eye looked quite nasty. Okay, so Cora Jade against Ivy Nile tonight. I'm guessing Ava will probably get involved in that. Talking of Ava, Ava's here. We got Schism. Tag team match. I'm guessing this will be them against Tyler and Wes after what happened earlier. So the Dyad making their way down. Right. Noam is a jobber, said Tim. Okay. Dyad. Peyton Lee? Yes. Boom. Champ versus champ tonight. This is bigger than Hogan against Warrior, said Wrestle with Andy. She got shorter and her muscles went down. What's happened to Ivy, says Kewan. I think she's still pretty ripped. I think she's still pretty good. Sony's first consumer product was a rice cooker, despite the dismal sales of this product, said Koji Kone. Cora's boyfriend, Bron, couldn't get the job done either, said Bryson. Why is there a cameraman in the women's locker room, said Defcon Eric. Because if I was a cameraman, that's exactly where I would be as well. Come on. Come on. I mean, the bigger question shouldn't be why is he there, but do the women know he's there? Or is he actually hiding behind like a plant in the corner? And we just saw like a zoom. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Great view. Oh, yeah. I'm sure I heard him say that. I think that's what was going on. Cora's black eye, geez. Yeah, I mean, it looked red in this part here, didn't it? So it was black here, but I think like the side of her eye, like her actual eyeball was red. It looked... Ooh. Triple... Oh, look at that. You do a bit of a pervy voice. And Triple T rocks up. Triple T, shout out to you. Hope you're well. We were talking about Alexa Bliss's uterus over on the Wrestling Escape Pod earlier. If you've not seen it, check it out. It's well worth watching. Not her uterus, the episode. Well, you could watch her uterus. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be live streaming the developments of her pregnancy or not. She should. Probably get good views. Probably get more views than what we get on here. In fact, definitely get more views than what we get. That's depressing. That's depressing. My life's work means nothing compared to Alexa Bliss's uterus. Braun is done for most of the year. Is Braun injured? Love Doug next week on the web, says William. I don't believe so. Although Love Doug would be able to answer some of our questions that we had about condoms and things earlier. It was a pretty wild conversation, to be honest. I just had some ramen and it was good, said Justin. Alexa had some ramen as well. Juan said, build up for these matches recently everywhere as it should. Sometimes it ain't and sometimes it does. Now it does more than before. I think that's very true. Juan, let me read that again. Some people might not have caught that. Build up for these matches recently everywhere as it should. Sometimes it ain't and sometimes it does. Now it does more than before. Juan, shout out to you. Triple T said, Daze, will you live stream your pregnancy from inception to conception to birth? I mean, I feel like that must have been done, hasn't it? I mean, do you know what that screams to me? Art. That says art. That says I could imagine that being something that someone has recorded and then shown in like one of those, modern art museums. So I don't think it's really something that I should do. I can see a few boundaries with that plan, but I would be very surprised if someone hasn't already done it. Could be $1 million idea. You could be the next great artist. Give Triple T a real community welcome. I think people have. I've seen people saying cheering Triple T. Cheering Triple T's arrival as they should. Right, we are backstage and Axiom is watching on his phone. Hello, here's Reggie. So Reggie, and he called him Reggie as well. My people called me Scripps growing up. That's the story for another day. What do you want, Scripps? So he called him Reggie. When you took my mask off, it opened my eyes. What, did he have his eyes closed? I'm living in the sunlight. I couldn't sit back and just watch that happen. So apparently his people called him Scripps. So Reggie, thanks, Axiom. Said his people called him Scripps. Nice. Have we spoke on the effects of Alexa's pregnancy and the ripple effect down to Bray's Jack in the Box vignette, says Modern Mogul. There's not really much to talk about, is there? I mean, we can't really do anything. When he comes back, he's going to have to either have her pre-record something and just play it, or take it in a direction that it maybe wasn't planning on going and involve someone different. Scripts. Okay, so Wes and Tyler taking on the Dyads. That's our next match. 45 minutes or so into NXT. And bit of a nothing match, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really matter who picks up the victory here, but I don't know. Could we see Tyler turn or something? Could we see something interesting along those lines? We've spoke about that. I'm having my third bowl of sweet potato chili, said AB Jobson. Thank you, AB, for the update. Triple T said, my people call me Dirty Dicks. Wow. I might not join your people in doing that on the Wrestling Escape Pod. I think I saw enough Dirty Dicks tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've seen more than enough Dirty Dicks. That will make sense if you watch the Wrestling Escape Pod. I'd imagine there's probably people racing over there right now. Right, we've got Tyler in there with Rip Fowler. Tyler Bate going up and nice off the top. Forearm. Some creepy weirdos on the Alexa news tweets. What do you mean, James? What are they saying? That could have been fun. We could have read what the creepy weirdos were saying. That could have been fun. I want to read them now. Alexa Bliss Gamer said, congratulations to Alexa Biss. Alexa Biss. Changing her name. John said, maybe Alexa could provide color commentary on NXT until it's time for her to go on maternity leave. They never filled the void. Wow. I think there's been plenty of void filling. They never filled the void of Beth leaving. Yeah, very true, actually. There should be a female commentator because I thought Beth was doing a really good job. I thought she did a really, really good job. And it was, she was doing it. I just think it wasn't for her. Maybe it was just too much of a commitment. I don't know. She absolutely could have got to the main roster as a female color commentator. Wesley off the top went for like an arm drag head scissors. Don't think he got all of it, but it was a very ambitious move. And I think we're about to go to commercial break. Wrestle with Andy said Liv should become Mustafa Ali. What's he doing? What's he doing here? What's Mustafa Ali doing here? Crowd reacted. Big pop from the crowd. Mustafa Ali is in the crowds. Yeah, why? Ali is in the crowd. Mustafa Ali is at NXT. What's he doing? Lee, big pop by the fans. Well, we need answers. What's he doing? What's going on? Leather Alley? Oh, yes. He sent himself to NXT. So Mustafa Ali is... He got a good reaction, though. He's getting a life, said... Yeah. Brock told him to get a life. So he's gone to NXT to get one, you're right. Coach Co said, P-Water, oh P-Water, what secrets do you hold? A liquid so unique, stories yet untold. P-Water, oh P-Water, an enigma of the earth, a peculiar concoction that's given birth. That's nice. Are you all right? I normally ask you if you're all right anyway. I feel like tonight I'm especially concerned. But a lovely song about P-Water there from Coach Co. You never quite know what you're going to get from Coach Co. That's pretty standard, actually, I'd say. A song about P-Water. Why am I even saying P-Water? I mean, who says P-Water? A song about urine is pretty standard. Sean said, Ali is a free agent. He's a free agent, Mustafa Ali. They told Brock Lesnar to get a life and he's gone to NXT. Did you hear that Brock is apparently going to be Seth's next opponent for the World's Heavyweight Championship, says Michael. Yeah, no, I think this rumor has come... Has this rumor come from this... whatever this company is, Better Wrestling Experience. I'm starting to see them being mentioned more. So I believe it's come from them. But I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I don't know what their track record is. I don't know where you find them. And I think that's where it's come from. So I don't know. I mean, I can tell you that Cultaholic are referencing them and WrestleLamia are referencing them. So, is it a good source? I literally have no idea. I know nothing about them. I don't know where you find them. Anyone, as I said earlier, if anyone does know anything about them, let me know. Are they like on Reddit, maybe? I don't know where you find these people. I want a Better Wrestling Experience. Where do I find them? I want a Better Wrestling Experience. Although I've got to say, this past weekend was a pretty good one anyway, so I'm quite happy as it is. I'm happy Mustafa Ali is getting a life going to NXT, says Wilds. People are pretending to have inside sources. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what their success rate's like. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot comment. They might be the next Wrestle Votes. There might be the next Zero News. There could be anything. Mustafa Ali has joined them on commentary. How you doing, Mustafa Ali? Booker says the hair's looking good. Okay, so Mustafa Ali's on commentary. What you got to say? He said, I'm a free agent, so I can jump on Raw, SmackDown, or here. Nice. Hurricanrana by Tyler. He took over both guys. Look underneath by Tyler. Rip Fowler grabbing Tyler. Tyler kicking out at Jagger Reed. In comes Wes. All props in the world to North American champion Wes Lee. Quick strikes by Wes Lee. Wow, nice drop kick. Okay, so Wes rolling through, goes over, grabs Jagger Reed into a DDT. Very fast-paced stuff here. Really fast-paced. Wes Lee, shots to the midsection. taking the legs away from Jagger Reeds. Stomp to the back as well. Really nice. Over comes Rip Fowler. Wesley moves out the way. He's so quick. He's just like easily a step faster than both of these in the dyad. I mean, of course, he might not be in real life. They're just making it look like he is, but they're doing a really good job of making it look like he is. Tyler Bate gets nailed on the outside, but Wesley is still trying to battle both of these guys on his own. Gets the rope, stuck underneath. Springboard, handstand, kicks, double kick. Wesley is in full control. Tyler Bate is back up, both going up top. Twisting sentons come crashing down onto both of the dyads. Rip Fowler to the outside. Over the top goes Wesley. Tyler Driver being set up by Tyler Bate. Oh, gets it. 1, 2, 3. Tyler Bate picks up the pin and the win. But, I mean, the work that was put in there by Wesley was very impressive. Do you like what you saw? I do. Very impressive. Here's Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile attacking Ava on the outsides. Here's the Creed brothers. They're trying to drag Ivy Nile away. Oh, now the Dyad are brawling with the Creeds. Oh, my God. It's all kicking off, guys. It's all flipping, kicking off. Everyone's hitting everyone. Ivy Nile unloading on Ava. We got the Dyad unloading. Now Jacey attacks. Jacey attacks Wesley. Oh, now Mustafa Ali's getting in the ring. Mustafa Ali unloads on Jacey. Mustafa Ali and Jacey. Jacey gets thrown through the ropes to the outsides. Lee, Wes, Tyler against Schism. Could that be where we're going? Could that be where we're going? Mustafa Ali just nailed Jacey. Jacey went flying out the ring. There's Tiffany. There is Tiffany. Master Bate gets the win, said Tim. So Jacey chucked out the ring. What will happen with the NXT Women's Championship? Well, she's going to defend it. Don't know who against, though. So Wes and Tyler win. Ivy attacks Ava. Creeds and Dyad brawl. Jacey jumps. Wes. Ali saves. Oh my God. Oh. I think we've literally had everyone from the locker room attack everyone. Right. Let's go into the chat. I'm a little bit behind because of everything that just happened. They need to build it up for the next pay-per-view, said Kira. Tiffy is next. Time for our Tiffy-bration. Nose Poop explains to children why eating boogers is frowned upon in society. Correlating boogers with other body waste assists children in making connections regarding proper hygiene. Oh. TBH791 said, what's going on with Edge and Beth? I realise they're both part-timers. However, I've noticed they've been MIA lately. Were either of them even in the draft? Was Edge in the drafts? Was Edge drafted? I feel like he was. I don't think Beth was. I don't think Beth's a part of the roster. But I think Edge was. When did we last see Edge? Have we seen him since WrestleMania? Don't think he was at Backlash, was he? He wasn't at Backlash. Yeah. I mean, he thought about it, to be honest. Just comes and goes. Does what ifs. But, I mean, he's been making noise about hanging it up fairly soon. It seems like WWE aren't too certain how much they've got left with Edge. Do you think this run's been? I think this run has been a bit, I don't know. I mean, like, I wonder how when he was forced to retire, everyone was gutted. And then when he came back, do you remember, he just kept feuding with Orton. And we got that really long match at WrestleMania 36. But then we also got that brilliant match, which was cinematic, but the greatest wrestling match ever. I mean, that was crazy. To call a wrestling match the greatest ever before it even happened. But in all fairness to them, I do remember sitting there afterwards going, well, it's not the greatest ever, but it's damn good. Like, what they've just done there is impressive. So it might not have lived up to greatest wrestling match ever, but it was damn good. So I kind of feel like that first part was a bit of a mixed bag. And then I can't remember what I did in 2021, to be honest. I can't remember what I did in 2021. He probably moved on to a few other little feuds and whatever. But, I mean, Judgment Day is the next big thing that sticks out for me. And that obviously didn't quite go to plan. But, I mean, we kind of salvaged it, and it was all right. I don't know how I feel about this run. I don't know how I feel about, like, him finally coming back. Oh, he feuded with Roman, didn't he? He was part of that WrestleMania. WrestleMania 37. So that would have been 2021. He was in the main event with Roman, him, and Daniel Bryan. I thought the match was okay. Didn't really float my boat. Definitely not the greatest, but it was good though. Edge was in the tournament to crown the new world heavyweight champion. I guess people forgot that. Yeah, I forgot that. He was in the triple threat, wasn't he? Edge is 100 years old, says Tim. Chase U. Yeah, I've got it. The Chase U they showed was just from Battleground. I don't want to feel the way they made me feel last week. Thea Hale wants to prove she can do it. Thea Hale gets into the ring then. No crying this time, Thea. Thea says, I can do this. So, Thea and Charlie, I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Right, the Tiffy-bration. We've got pictures in the ring. So, Thea trains. Booker T was just like, oh, yeah. That's the only noise I heard. Time for the Tiffy-bration. Oh, yeah. He is very excited for this. This is a shucky ducky, quacky, quacky, winky, winky. Tell no one what's going on behind closed doors moment. That's what's happening right now for Booker. Oh, yeah. This is it, man, said... Yeah, he said it's my shucky quack quack moment. Give me a hot cup of biscotti. Time for the tiffy-bration. This past Sunday, the center of the universe claimed her rightful spot. This title has been held by future Hall of Famers. She seems nervous. Tonight, I'm going to show everyone what it means to be a true champion. When I think of what a champion is, it's me. That line. Honestly, when I think what a champion is, it's me. When I look in the mirror, she keeps looking down a little bit. She seems a little flustered. She seems a bit nervous. Like, I don't know, she's not. Do you guys want to know who my first opponent is? Oh, you think I care what you think? Here's the women's locker room coming out then. So the women's locker room's coming out. This is not a good promo from Tiffany. She just seems to be cutting this promo regardless of what's happening. I feel like she's just saying words. I don't know why you're out here, she says to Thea Hale. Then they cut to Thea going, she's just talking. Like, there's no... I've invited you all out here. Just kidding. This is a bit awkward. Do you want to know who my next opponent is? Well, I want to know what my next opponent is. Well, I don't care what the audience think. That's all she's doing. Someone stolen Tiffany and replaced it with this woman. She looks like she's reading the lines. It is Tiffy time. Yeah, Matt, that's not good promo. So there's going to be a battle royal. So battle royal to determine the number one contender. I really like Tiffany. I really like her. I was really pleased when she won. But that was so flat, monotone. It was literally like, if you're not watching the show, the best way I could, what I could say about it is, imagine them being given a script and then you read through that script for the first time and you don't put any emotion into it. You don't really put any inflection into it. You just read it. That's what she just delivered in the ring. Here's Lash legend, Jakara Jackson, Oro Mensah. Mellow, don't miss. Your guy Mello should have took the night off, says Oro Mensa. Oro Mensa. Miss Jackson, the distraction. I'm watching all of y'all tonight, says Trick. Okay, there's no, and also a bit of a confrontation backstage between Trick and whatever this. We don't know what this faction's called. I don't know why they've not given us a name. There's Carmelo. Carmelo trying to get into a bit of a zone as championship match coming up tonight. Still haven't found out the mystery person. What time are we looking at? We've got 50 minutes left to go. Right. Daze, I've been hearing she's better than Charlotte Flair, says Greggy. Better than Charlotte Flair. No, I think she's really good. I think she's got a lot of potential. I think her match quality is very good. She's the kind of person that, you know, you look at her, she's just like she seems like a bit of a bimbo airhead. And she's not, man. She can go. And she's backstage. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Have I seen her cut promos like in front of a live audience before? I'm sure she has. But a lot of her promos, she tends to do backstage with an interviewer. And they could be pre-recorded. Maybe she actually is not a great talker, but what they do is they get her to do a few takes and they record it. Or maybe backstage when she's not in front of like a few hundred people, maybe she's like, you know, quite comfortable and she can do a better job. But her backstage talking have been, you know, it's never been like that. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if she's had some bad news and she's just not in the right headspace. I don't know if she's nervous. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain. I don't know why that was the way it was. But, you know, she is still learning and getting experiences for the first time. I can forgive moments like that, no problem whatsoever. That's not an issue to me. It's an eye-opener. It's something now that when we talk about Tiffany, I can say, well, I've seen her matches. They're really good. Great moveset. There was some nice psychology with her working on Lyra's knee at Battlegrounds. But now we do have to say, well, there was that segment where she did struggle in ring with a promo. So next time that we see her do an in-ring promo, it's going to be interesting to see if it's delivered better than what we just saw there. And it's got me thinking about like when I've last seen her doing a promo in ring, and I can't remember. I'm sure she has. Why is Gulak and Dempsey at Chase U? They're just helping out at Chase U. They're just helping out. Although they did get told to leave during a segment at Battleground. So I thought they was like kicked out properly, but I think they were probably just told to go temporarily. But I thought they'd been properly like, we don't need you around. Because they were quite nasty to Thea Hale. You seem to be doing a bit more with Thea Hale now, which is good. I mean, she's been around for a little while now, Thea Hale. I think she joined around about 12 months or so ago. It might be like 11 or 10 months, but it's, you know, been a little while. So we probably do need to, you know, be stepping it up with Thea Hale. So seems like we are doing a bit more now. They're allowed to have off nights. Yeah, they're allowed to have off nights. Tombstoning that Underfaker. Do you think Big Dom will turn face at some point? As much as he is hated, could it turn to cheers? Taco Tuesday kind of faded. R.I.P. Bam Bam Bigelow. Bryson said Sean was biting his nails on that bad promo from Tiffany. Oh, yeah, halftime scores? Oh, my God. Could Dominic turn face? Sure, but I don't think it should be anytime soon. This is so good for him. The heat he's got at the moment. People can only dream of heat like this. Halftime scores, everybody. It's the halftime scores. I really want to know your halftime scores. Put it in the chat. Halftime scores. Everybody, it's the halftime scores. Are you happy? It's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores. Everybody, it's the halftime scores. I should get that recorded. If I got it recorded, I could just press play then. Just sit here like this. Boom, get in your scores. Tritium said she just looked nervous, super nervous. James says 2. Reese said 7. Bryson said 9. Kieran said 7. So there we go. Next week, the Battle Royal has been announced. 7 said David. What's your halftime score? Probably like 6.5, something like that. I mean, I feel like the cage match was really good, but I don't know that we've had anything of a... Right, mystery person. Danny Palmer wants answers. They said they'll reveal themselves tonight. They attacked my best friend, Sol. I'm not going anywhere. So Danny Palmer calls out the mystery person. Let's go. Let's go. So Nikita was attacked. Wendy was attacked. Solruka was attacked. Roxanne was attacked. Roxanne. I think was that Danny herself at a house show. Person turns around. Here we go. Here we go. Taking off the mask. And it's blonde hair. Blonde hair. It's Blair Davenport. It's Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport attacks Danny Palmer. There's welcome back chants. Boos for Blair Davenport. It was the bookie's favourite. Listen, it's good. I don't mind it. I know there was lots of other names that were being mentioned, but I really don't mind it. She is someone that could be a good talent, a big talent. Jamie Hayter is doing well in AEW, and Blair Davenport is someone that could certainly mirror that kind of success. So, mystery person revealed. Feels like a video because it is a video. People want to know who the mystery person is. Right, we're backstage with Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp, baby. Eddie Thorpe is going to be taking on Damon Kemp next week. Right, Gallus boys. Yeah. I wanted Mandy, said Alex. Well, she's too busy showing off her boobs, isn't she? She had a choice to make. She chose the boobs. That's on her. That's on her. Joe Coffey is making his way down. Mystery person, what's your name? Your name is Blair Davenport. Who's he taking on? Oh, Stax. He's taking on Stax. Right, let's do a quick video. This has been one of the greatest NXTs in the history of our sport, said Wrestle with Andy. So, breaking news coming out of NXT. There was a big question coming into this week's episode. Who is this mystery person? They have attacked Nikita Lyons. They've attacked Wendy Chu. They've attacked Sol Ruka. They've attacked Roxanne Perez. They attacked Danny Palmer at a house show. They have been attacking plenty of people, and we knew that tonight was the night we were going to find out is that mystery person. And as we said, you know, this was the bookie's favorite. This was the person that we were expecting, and it proved out to be Blair Davenport. I think this is good. I think that she is got a bright future, of course. She's a seasoned wrestler. She's competed all over the world. I do keep making the comparison between her and what Jamie Hayter has done over in AEW. I think that we could see Blair Davenport with the right support kind of mirror the success that AEW. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Horrible lag. Right, we have got Coffee against Stacks. Underway right now. I have no idea. That might have messed up that video. I have no idea. I'm going to upload it anyway. I'll upload it probably to a load of people going, what the hell is this? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, well, you know, you should watch the streams then, shouldn't you? It's not my fault. Blair. Mystery person revealed in NXT. Boom. Right, I need to change the thing at the bottom, don't I? By the time I do that, though, this match probably would have ended. We haven't got loads of time. We've only got 40 minutes left to go. Upload the mess. I'm going to do it. There's probably like noises going up in the background because I think like it kept disconnecting to the internet and everything. I don't know. I don't have time to watch the videos that get recorded. So I have no idea. I'm quite happy to run the rest though, to be honest. I mean, people all should be able to work it out from the title. So, who's the mystery person in NXT? Well, I mean, I've put the name in the title. So, come on. Meet me halfway. Why Stacks? I don't understand these names. Yeah, I don't understand why Stacks. They might have mentioned it at some point, but that passed me by. Will Gigi and Jacey be in the Women's Rumble? What, the Battle Royal? There was an image for that Battle Royal, and I took a screenshot of it so I can tell you who's in it. Some boomer I don't know. Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, Elektra Lopez. Oh, what's her name? Flipping the gorgeous girl from Bellator. That one. No, can't remember. She's been on NXT Level Up a few times. She's in it. Tatum Paxley. Another new girl that I don't know. She was actually in the locker room, like in the background of Cora Jade. And should I just show you the graphic? I'll just show you the graphic. There's no point me sitting here trying to explain who some of these people are when there's two there that I haven't seen yet. I think some of these are new, by the way. I don't think they're just people that we know. I don't think we've seen them yet. They've probably been on, like, NXT Level Up. Level Up. Let's go down. Where is it? Where is that graphic? I think I went a bit too quick. Lola Vice, that's her name. Thank you. Lola Vice. I tell you, I don't know if you've watched her matches, but the one thing that always stands out to me about her matches is her facial expressions, which I know sounds strange. But when she's wrestling, she's like, she does that with her mouth a lot, like all throughout her matches. Find it a bit distracting. I'd be like, you know that fish impression that you do during your matches? Can you not? There we go. So I don't know who the top left woman is. I mean, she looks happy. Then Chikara Jackson, Lash Legend, Elektra Lopez, Lola Vice, Tatum Paxley, and then I don't know who that one is. I've seen her in the background of like the locker room, but I don't know her name. So top left and top right, I don't know. Next row, obviously, Jacey Jane, Kiana James, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolin, Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, Fallon Henley, Thea Hale, Ulisa Leon, and Valentina Feroz. So it's just those top two at either side. So, yes, there is Jacey and Gigi. Who wins, though? Who wins? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Who wins? Who do you think wins? I think it's one of the two that I can't name. just to screw me over. It's going to be one of the two that I can't name. She seems quite nice, though, doesn't she? On the top right, she seems kind of smiley and happy. Boom. Kelani Jordan, says Boomers. Who's Kelani Jordan? Which one is Kelani Jordan? I'm guessing that's top right. Kelani. She could be a Kelani. I don't know that top left would be a Kelani. She looks like a Kelly. Nikita Lyons will win. Uncle Howdy is the father. Bum, bum, bum. What, of Alexa Bliss's baby? It's like, baby, baby, baby. Brooklyn Barlow. I thought people, I don't know why, I saw people saying Brooklyn. I thought someone was putting Brooklyn Brawler. That's the names, is it? Brooklyn Barlow and Kelani Jordan. Okay, thank you. Does she look like a Brooklyn? She looks like, she could be a Kelani. I don't know that she looks like a Brooklyn. Although saying that, I mean, they give them these names, don't they? They're not even their names. Does Butch look like Butch? Probably not. That's good though. Appreciate it. I'm not going to remember them, but the Brooklyn Brawler is the second greatest wrestler behind Barry Horowitz. Thea Hale will win. Where is Stevie Turner? Good question. Clothesline over the top. Stacks to the outside. So Stacks against Joe Coffey at the moment. Still battling away. NXT Mystery Woman revealed. Stacks charges over, but he goes into the ring steps. Joe charges into Stacks. He collides into the corner. Rolls over Stacks, looking for the cover. 2, 3. And there we go. Thanks for coming, kids. Joe Coffey picks up the win. Joe Coffey! Right. I thought the mystery woman would be either Blair Davenport or Stevie Turner. I think Stevie Turner got injured. Could be right, buds. I haven't seen her in quite a while. I liked her gimmick, that kind of streaming gimmick. I found it very relatable. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. So hopefully she can get back relatively quickly. Don't ever come calling again, said Joe Coffey. Right, backstage with Von Wagner. Do you want to be suspended and fined? Luca's been running his mouth for the past couple of weeks. What's Von doing here? Robert Stone tells Von to talk to a therapist. Please, I'm asking you to do this. Von said he'll think about it. This has been good for Von. I know, like, it might seem a bit, what's this? But honestly, we didn't know anything about it. I mean, this is character development. We know that he obviously has got that baby picture. He doesn't want to talk about it. So we know that he's been through stuff. But the fact that he doesn't want to talk about it is, I don't know, it's interesting. It shows there's a bit of depth there. There's something going on. It's Dragunov. Everything will be good. I will come back, I promise. Oof. I love you, son. I didn't know he had a son. Bye, Papa. I didn't know he had a son. Oh, he's good, isn't he? This is so good. Look at him. He's in his hotel room. He's in a sharp-looking suit, man. He carries himself like a flipping champ, doesn't he? Look at him in a sharp suit. Tonight, the world shall know pain. This video package is sick. He's in the corridor. There's a red light. He's like getting himself fired up. And of course, we know what match follows. It's mental. There's Dijak in the ring. Here's Dragunov. Big star. The Gunter killer, isn't he? He's the Gunter killer. Imagine that. Imagine when he gets the main roster and like he starts doing this in front of those big crowds. And more people know. More people should know. Everyone should know. Do you know what? If someone turned around and were like, oh, you watch wrestling? I can't believe you watch that. I think, you'd just be tempted to give him a Dragunov match and go, watch this, and then apologize to me afterwards. I'll have the apology verbally and written, please. But watch this Dragunov match. Dragunov returns next week. Right, Jade making her way out. Mike said there's a report a couple of weeks ago that said WWE management view Von Wagner as a future WrestleMania main eventer. I saw some news along those lines a few years ago when he first got called up as Cal Bloom. There was talk that, because he's already been to the main roster, and there was talk back then that they really wanted to move with him. I think they really like his size. I think they like his look as well. Match quality. I mean, there's, you know, I don't think I can name a single great Von Wagner match. But yeah, I mean, like look wise, he's got it. I think they know he's got limitations, maybe with his talking. They've got Robert Stone with him, though. That should be fine. Should be fine. But no, it's one of those you can kind of sit here and go, I don't see it. But part of me can see it because he's got the look, the size. They will have seen a lot more of him in ring than what we have. And so, you know, in ring wise, they're probably thinking, yeah, he lays it in, he looks good. Struggles with talking, like he's not very charismatic. Let's put Robert Stone with him. Yeah. Not easier in it for them because they see them day in, day out, and they can compare them and put them in rings with each other. And so if that is a true report that they do genuinely see him to be like a top talent in the future, I'd be, yeah, fine. Cool. They know better than what I do. They see them a lot more than what I do. I can't say that I've seen it in ring personally, or promo wise, can't say I've seen a great promo. But the look's there. I like what we're doing with him at the moment. And let's see. Do you know what they're doing for the 1,000-day celebration? Will he even be there? He is going to be there, but no, there's been no details on what that segment's going to be. But I'm happy the Heat won. I hate all the Boston team, said Justin. Shawn Michaels said Davenport wasn't sure if she wanted to come to NXT, said Nelson. It's interesting. She's in now. But Ali returns in NXT 7 years later, says Adam. Right. We are at commercial break. We've got 25 minutes left to go. We've actually got an NXT championship match coming up, which feels a bit strange. Certainly wasn't expecting that. So NXT championship match. I think it is just main event that's left to that we're left to do. And I would say that I feel like we've done some stuff tonight. We've revealed the mystery person. We've had Mustafa Ali rock up. We don't know who's next for Tiffany, but we know how we're going to get there. Battle Royal next week, which I like. Don't mind. Not against that happening at all. So yeah, definitely on board with that. Yeah, I think we've done some stuff tonight. We have done some stuff. I just don't know that there's been loads that's made you go like, wow, that's amazing. But there was, it's been some all right segments. Davenport needs to bring the filthy generation, said Chris. Trina said, I can see a lot of the younger talent being stars. A lot of them seem to be on the right path, and it feels like the future is in good hands with all the good younger stars. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think there's some great talent. You know, you look at Dragunov, you look at Duke Hudson. I really like Duke Hudson. I think Duke Hudson's got great potential. Obviously, Carmelo is the champ at the moment. There's a lot of people high on Braun. I think Tiffany's going to get there. I mean, she's pretty much there or thereabouts. It's just about ironing out a few things. But yeah, Roxanne and Cora, Creed brothers. There's loads. I think NXT has shown repeatedly that it works. The only time I really struggled with it, as I said before, was when NXT 2.0 started, and we just brought in so many new people that you was kind of looking around and there was some experience there, but it was kind of dotted in amongst all these new faces, and these new faces were green. At times it could feel like you was watching a 2-hour NXT level up. I'd say that was a big step down from where we are now, but as we said, where we are now is great. That green talent has really found its feet. Oh, Cora Jade starts screaming about her eye. Back elbow there. Okay, so Cora Jade was just screaming about her eye. Jade versus Niall. Now, I wasn't expecting this. I thought we'd just be going to the main event. Maybe they're not planning on having that main event go very long. There is that little overrun, but it's never anything significant, is it? Ivy Nile looking for a cover. How dare you not know who Brooklyn Barlow is? She's clearly Ken Barlow's daughter. Of course. Of course. Makes perfect sense. It's Brooklyn Brawler and Ken Barlow had a kid. I can't believe I didn't know. I can only apologize, James. I've let you down. I've let me down. I've let wrestling down. Ivy Nile just got pulled down to the mat by her hair. Cora going for the cover as Ivy Nile gets her shoulder up. Kick coming in there by Cora. And again, not many eras I missed. Tried to watch what I missed. I took a break from 91 to 95 because I was in high school. I was too cool for wrestling, said A.B. Jobson. I saw the whole Attitude Era, Golden Era, and Ruthless Aggression. Mr. Quake said Trick is going to turn on Mello. Did wonder if that was going to happen on Sunday. Oh my God, she got her right in the flipping chin. I think she was meant to chop her in the chest and she botched it. Cora went and then slapped her right in the chin. Jade trying to yeah, like, you can see Ivy's like, Jesus. Headlock being applied here by Cora. This is wrestling, yeah. This is what goes down in wrestling. I just saw a replay of it. This isn't ballet. Get out the kitchen if it's too hot. Right, we've got over goes Jade's. Roll up by Ivy Nile. Kick out by Cora. Cora charging over. Nice block by Ivy. Kicks coming in by Ivy. Kick going upstairs as well. Ivy with Cora. Cora into the corner. Ivy charging over. Nice. Kick coming in there by Ivy. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Cora. Ivy grabbing Cora. Looking for a... Oh. Inside cradle. Kick out by Ivy. Boot coming in there by Cora. Oof. Down goes Ivy. Cora charges over. Tries to stomp down onto Ivy. Ivy picking up Cora. Plants her down. Now I'm guessing Ava's coming out. There's Ava. You could hear the crowd cheering. Nice Dragon Sleeper, though, applied. Dragon Sleeper being applied by Ivy. Ava slumps to the outside. That's going to allow Cora Jade to get the advantage, and it should allow her to get the win. 2, 3, and she does. So Cora beats Ivy after Ava gets involved. I feel like I could have written that sentence before it even started. All right, man. Right, we're backstage with Hank and Tank. How's the ribs? Get in there. You crushed it. No, you crushed it. Everyone crushed it. I feel like we're tighter than ever. Favorite food? Like, just say it. What's your favourite food? After 3. Chicken palm. Animal. Honey badger. They're both the same. They are in sync. Here's Blade and Anofi. Okay, so I'm guessing Anofi Blade against Tank and Tank is what we're getting. Daze, wasn't Blair Davenport's last match against Mandy and Miko when they unified the NXT UK Women's Championship? I think she got injured in that match. I believe it was her last match, yes. Justin said, I told my niece if the Steelers beat the Titans, then NXT time we play each other, I'll let her shave my eyebrows, said Justin. Okay, we've got the this new faction with Noam backstage. Carmelo against Noam coming up next. Here's Carmelo and Trick. Anna said, I live in New England, but not a great fan of Patriots, and their private jet is about 20 minutes in the airport. What a beautiful plane. Anofe looking and acting different. Right, we're going to commercial break. So... Oh, this is the SmackDown stuff. This Friday, Roman celebrates 1,000 days with betrayal in the air. What will happen on Friday Night SmackDown? That show is so big. Imagine if you had tickets to that show. You'd be so excited. Feels really big, doesn't it? Feels really big. People say WWE Raw is bad these days, but clearly they didn't watch Raws in 94 and 95. Double or Nothing wasn't a bad show, but a lot felt indifferent about it, says Big Time Baxter. As far as where it ranks from past pay-per-views, it was a gamble to pick Battleground, but honestly didn't miss much, says Big Time Baxter. SmackDown will be so good. William said, Daze, I live in your head when you say dirty things, and it's always Austin's fault. Do you know, that is true, actually. Whenever I am talking about dirty things, I do often think about you, William, which is probably going to be a big problem for the rest of my life going forward. Wrestler Andy said, Rikishi should get involved to keep the peace. Rivy said, guess who's back? How's it going? Hello, everyone in the chat. Rivy, shout out to you. Hope you well, buds. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Funny thing, I made that bet once. A friend of mine, Titans to beat Dolphins by 2.5 points. I lost my eyebrows to 0.5 points. I mean, I don't know anything about American football, so I don't know who won out of the Titans and the Dolphins. I don't know when they played. I don't know. Have you got eyebrows now? I mean, I don't know any of these things. Days, Strike Force in my pipe. What do you think of a Rumble type match where it's 10 wrestlers, 1 and 2 wrestle until a pin, and 3 comes and wrestles the winner, so on, very high. We've sort of got that, haven't we? That's a gauntlet match. We've also done little rumbles as well on Raw and things in the past. So yeah, we've got things along those lines. I must admit, I mean, like, gauntlet matches are very useful for getting people over, like Kofi. They're also very unfair, but then I suppose, because obviously if you're number 1, I mean, you're probably not going to win the thing. But then you can say the exact same thing about the Rumble, can't you? If you draw number 1, then you're probably not going to win the thing. Although, historically, I think you've probably also done quite well from that position. So, what time is it? We've got 12 minutes. The Bastion Booger Doink era, said AB Jobson. Bryson said NXT should just claim Battle Royals as their matches. I do have eyebrows now, but I do love to bet, said Justin. Rikishi was rumored for months, and now again, so he has to show up, said Bryson. But Starch said, what are your top 5 Taker streak matches? I know that Sean Taker will be one, but what about the others? Taker streak matches. I mean, to be honest, it's not. It's so hard to not just say the 2 Shawns and the Triple H, 2 Triple H ones towards the end, you know? I mean, like, the early ones aren't going to cut it, are they? I mean, when he beats, like, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, or when he beats the likes of Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9, I mean, they're just not that great. I mean, the ones against Kane, obviously, have got story to them. But I don't think the matches, I don't think him against Kane were ever like banging matches. But from a storyline perspective, they always had, you know, something about them. Him against Ric Flair meant a lot to Undertaker. But again, I can't put that, I can't say that's better than the 2 Shawns and the 2 Triple H matches. There's a lot of love for the Undertaker Edge match. No one's going to be picking flipping A-Train, are they? And his match at WrestleMania 19. That handicap match was awful. They're showing Mustafa Ali. So, I don't know, off the top of my head, I mean, the CM Punk one's good at 29. There's a lot of love for the Edge one as well. I think I've got to go with the 2 Shawns, the 2 Triple H's. And maybe the CM Punk one. Maybe the CM Punk one. I thought that a lot of people thought that using Paul Bearer was really disrespectful, but I didn't mind it. I think he would want to be involved. Ivy Nile said, step up next week, Ava. Here's Schism. So there's a big brawl backstage. Okay, so Ivy Nile, Creeds. Eddie Thorpe, Damon Kemp next week. I don't mind that. I like Damon Kemp. And there is that women's championship contender battle royal graphic. We've already looked at it. Couldn't do Great American Bash on July 2nd. 2 days for 4th of July. Make it make sense, says Shazam. Right, NXT Championship time. There's 20 minutes left. It runs till 10:08 on the East Coast. Brian, shout out to you. Here is Noam Dar, Heritage Cup champ. Dar against Hayes. Main event coming up. AV against Ivy next week, says Boomers. Right, Noam Dar is... hopefully this is just going to be a banging match. I don't expect Dar to win it, but hopefully it's going to be a banging match. Booker T's like, come on, you know about this guy, come on. Tell you what, Booker T's on one tonight. Is Carmelo. I think the Blair storyline is pointless. I don't think they'll do anything with her, says J-Bone. Tim said Carmelo surely wins this one, and then Barry Horowitz makes his NXT debut. What did you think of the OC Battle Royal? I didn't see it, but I didn't see it. I didn't see anything with Double or Nothing. I saw a few highlights doing the rounds on Twitter. Read a few reviews, and that's it. I mean, it seems like it was all right. Seems like it was an all right show. What I heard about the Battle Royal was that it was not great until it got down to Swerve and Orange Cassidy, the final two. And then apparently it was pretty fun. Like, had it have just been Swerve, Orange Cassidy as a match, the general consensus seemed to be that it could have been a really fun one-on-one match. But as a Battle Royal, it didn't really do a great deal. Double or Nothing was mert, apart from the last two. Matches were fantastic, said James. No, I'm Malvin along as he's getting his intro. So, booze for Noam Dar. Right, could we get something tasty here, please? Could we get something juicy for this final part of the show? Don't know why. It just feels like since the reveal... It feels like since the reveal of Blair Davenport, the show has just felt like it's drifted to me. I mean, since that, we had Coffee against Stacks. We had Robert Stone talking to Von Wagner. We had Ivy and Cora. We had Tank and Hank doing a little backstage thing. I don't think it's been the longest time, 20 minutes or something. But it's just felt a bit like, come on, let's go. If you think this show opened with that weaponized cage match, I'd say the past 20 minutes have felt like we've been treading a bit of water. Let's see where we get to with this then. It is for the NXT Championship. We might have a new champion. We might have a new champion. We've had 6 straight days of sun here, said A.B. Jobson. Big Time said the Battle Royal concept is the bell rings, bunch of wrestlers are brawling outside with some are in the ring is very convoluted. Okay, Trick on the outside. Trick was acting off in the entrance. He has to turn on Mello, said Bryson. I think it's disappointing they didn't follow up strong after a well-received pay-per-view, said Big Time Baxter. Yeah, they could have gone a bit stronger tonight. Could have gone a bit stronger. I mean, what I would say, though, is they are giving us a NXT Championship match. I just think the problem is no one's expecting this to result in a new champion. Technically, they've given us an NXT Championship match and a weaponized cage match and the mystery person reveal and Mustafa Ali. But even though on paper that looks really good, the execution of some of those... I mean, I don't even know if Mustafa Ali's sticking around. So I don't know how excited I need to be about that. And mystery person was Blair Davenport. That's cool, but that was who people thought it was going to be. This match is, not going to result in a new champion. So I would say it's one of those where on paper, it certainly looks like they have followed up. But in reality, it's maybe just lacking a little. I would keep Ali on NXT, said Big Time Baxter. William said, read my comments and enjoy kids wrestling with my farts, says William. Okay. Don't know quite how I can enjoy that, but thank you. Read William's comments. I just did. Doesn't make much sense. Will you buy AEW Fight Forever when it comes out in June, says Michael. I don't think so. Only because I also did not buy WWE 2K23 because I just don't have time for that. Ain't got time for that. I mean, like when I'm not streaming, I'm working on little short videos, you know, like those little either 1 minute recaps of what people did last year, or started looking at some older shows. Like I'd like to try and do some recaps of like the old pay-per-views. Just, you know, keeping busy, keeping myself out of trouble. So yeah, I'm looking at those things. So actually, like free time where I sit down and do like playing a video game, it's not happening. So it's a bit of a shame because I do like the look of it. I don't care about graphics. I'm not bothered. I mean, I grew up during the Mega Drive era, so to me, anything that's better than the Mega Drive is a bonus. I know that, like, you know, people want super hyper realistic graphics and everything. I don't need it. I didn't need it as a kid. I don't need it now. I love like retro kind of gaming, emulators, you know, all that kind of stuff. Going back playing Nintendo 64. So I don't need great graphics. I just need a game that you want to play. A game that you want to pick up and you want to, like, you know, you enjoy playing it. I think what Kenny said is perfect. The kind of game you can pick up and play and enjoy, but the more you play it, the more you learn. There is a depth to it. There's like, you know, you can start to really get somewhere the more time you put into it. But equally, if you're brand new, you can pick it up and play. So it sounds good. I mean, sounds great. So it does sound like the game that I would like to play, to be honest. Fade away. We know when you're not streaming, you're getting wasted at the bar with your cousin. Oh yeah, I did get wasted. That is true, actually. I had my cousin has been asking me for I would say about 8 months to go out for a drink with him. And so I kept saying, like, oh, we'll try and do it at Christmas, or we'll try and do it here, and it never happened. And I said to him, like, oh, I've got to get past WrestleMania first and all this. And eventually he was like, you know, are we doing this? I was like, okay. So, yeah, that was, when was that? It was like a couple of weeks ago now, on Sunday. He is a big drinker, my cousin. Big drinker. And he was just like ordering shots, beers. We went for a meal after we'd been to the pub, and he was ordering bottles of wine. And I was sat there and, like, I was just horrified. It sounds like an amazing night out, but for me, I don't drink. So I'm sat there and I'm like, oh my God, if I drink this, I'm just going to, just pump my stomach now. So I was like legit getting a bit panicked. I was like, I can't drink this. I'm not going to survive. But I managed to survive. At one point, I said, I just want a Coke. I said that to him. I was like, nah, I'm going to get a Coke. And honestly, he looked at me the same way as if I'd spat in his face. If I'd spat in his face, I reckon he would have looked at me the exact same way. All I wanted was one Coke. One Coke! Yeah, it was it was nice catch up with him. Nice night out. That was a few weeks ago now. I was harassed into that, you know. And then the next time I'm going out is going to be Wrestling Shop Live. Obviously, we're going to go down to London. Not planning on any drinks for that. Round the houses goes Carmelo. Down goes Noam Dar. Where are we time-wise? We are into the overrun. Carmen Live said, I am now officially in Highland, Indiana. Lance said, respect level has dropped immediately. Company-sponsored cartoon when it was drawn up. Kicks coming in by Noam Dar. Would you consider bringing any of your family that watches wrestling on a stream? No one in my family watches wrestling. So no one in my family watches wrestling. Wrestling's not on TV over here. So the only wrestling to watch would be to go live somewhere, or you could like search out like an Impact or something like that. But there is no wrestling on like, mainstream TV. So this is why discovering WWF was such an eye-opener when I was a kid. It was my cousin that watched it, not the one I went out with, a different one. But he stopped, I don't know when he stopped, actually. I don't think he was ever massively into it, but he showed it me. And then he stopped watching it, and that was it. No one else in my family ever watched it. Right. Trick nails Oro Mensah. Trick's being told to leave. So Trick nailed Oro Mensah, and Trick's been told to go. So they're laughing now as Trick's walking away. Noam Dar trying to roll up Carmelo. Oh, wow! Nasty back elbow. 2. Oh, I'll tell you what. Damn. That back elbow looked like it legit could have knocked him out. That back elbow was sick. That back elbow was so good. I thought he had legit knocked his head off. But Carmelo Hayes looking for a crossface. Noam Dar in trouble. Dar trying to get over to the ropes. Trick Williams has been removed from ringside. Oro Mensah, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, they're still out there. Noam Dar kicks out at Carmelo. Carmelo with a beautiful right hand. I don't know. Some of these might be receipts. Nice forearm there by Noam. These two exchanging forearms back and forth. Low kick there by Noam Dar. Again, man, that spinning back elbow. Oof. Dar gets planted, though. Carmelo backs over in the corner. It's a good little match, this, Really good, really fun little contest. Mensah getting involved. Here's Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee. Noam Dar jumps out. So Carmelo comes crashing down onto Oro Mensah and Noam Dar. This should allow Hayes to pick up the win. So Carmelo going up top. Yeah. Leg drop, back of the heads. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo wins. So no great surprise that Carmelo picks up the win. There's some lovely strikes in that match, though. The back elbow, it does look sick from Noam Dar. So Mello chants by the crowds. Ribby wants to know how Mama Daze, Dad Daze doing. Have they got any vacations plans? They're fine. I think they have got a vacation planned some point next year. But I don't think they're doing anything this year. Okay, so Carmelo's in the entranceway. I don't think... Oh, someone's nailed him. Who's nailed him? Corbin! Baron Corbin! Baron Corbin has just come down and nailed Carmelo! Oh, my God! Wow! Wow! Baron Corbin out of nowhere just nails Carmelo. Honestly, end of days. Baron Corbin grabs the NXT Championship, holds it above Carmelo, Who flipping saw that coming? Who saw that coming? Corbin? Legit, I'm not lying. If you're not watching the show, that is amazing. Baron Corbin, Carmelo. I mean, that could be so good. Corbin might not be the most legitimate of superstars, picking up losses left, right, and Buffalo, but he's got a great size to him. He's obviously coming from the main roster. And as a challenge for Carmelo, I'd say that's very credible. Sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. You know what that means? Time for another video! Yeah! Let's go. We said we wanted something at the end. Honestly, I was watching as he was going to the entrance where I was like, could Trick come back out? Could Trick come back out? And he didn't. It was Corbin. Flipping Corbin. Buffalo deserves respect. Who do you like in NXT, said Elmir? Quite a few. Quite a few. I mean, anyone that doesn't like Dragunov needs their flipping head check-in. Ilya is just special. Special. Ilya's special. So yeah, Ilya, Dragunov, and I think the Creeds are a good tag team. But my favorite superstar in NXT is Baron Corbin. That's my favorite superstar. I don't know if I've got an image of the exact moment that he arrived, unfortunately. That is amazing. It looks so weird. I've got loads of images, of course, but yeah, him being back. I'm with you. I had a cousin that showed me wrestling. He super kicked me while I had a laundry basket over my head, and that was the end of that faction. Always those closest to you that turn, and those betrayals hurt the most, don't they? My thoughts are with you, my friend. My thoughts are with you. I'm trying to look for like the best picture. I'm just going to put this one's up. This will do. Huge news coming out of NXT. What an amazing ending to the show. We'd just been talking on the live stream about how this show just felt like it was missing a little something coming out of a fantastic show, big pay-per-view show at the weekend. Just felt like there was something missing. Well, that something arrived, and it arrived in style, because right at the end, Carmelo Hayes was standing holding up that NXT championship when Baron Corbin came out, attacking Carmelo from behind, hitting the end of Daze, and then there he is standing tall in the ring, holding up that NXT championship. So Baron Corbin seemingly is going to be the next challenge for Carmelo Hayes. Don't know how long Baron Corbin's going to be in NXT. Don't know if this is going to be a permanent move like it was with Mandy Rose, or is this just going to be a short-term thing like it was with Dolph Ziggler, The New Day, AJ Styles has come down. There was no reports of this, though. We also saw Mustafa Ali earlier in the show as well come into NXT. So my guess is they're probably sticking around just for a little while. But who knows? As we said, it could be that Corbin is now here as a Mandy Rose type performer that's going to try and reinvent himself down in NXT. But this was what this show needed. A big ending. Baron Corbin is in NXT. long is he in NXT for, though? That's the question. How long is he in NXT for? That is, as we said, just what that show needed. And I think that's going to massively help people's scores for the show tonight. Baron Corbin attacks NXT champion. Carmelo Hayes attacked by Baron Corbin. Where's Austin? I would have thought he'd have come in the chat screaming and crying and wailing away. Daze, if WWE knows what brought Raw to the dance a long time ago, why can't they adapt it to the current show? No need for non-PG, but the show is so formulaic and stale. Well, I think that they are trying, to be honest. I think they are doing what they think is best for ratings, building up stars and trying to tell a few stories and things along those lines. I mean, criticizing creative, I mean, we'll always do that, won't we? I think if you look at Bloodline, I think that has shown where we should be. You know, that's shown what we should be looking to do. And maybe it's just as simple as they just can't come up with a story as great as that on Raw, you know? Or maybe they're a bit worried that if they have another Bloodline story on Raw, will it overshadow the Bloodline story that's on SmackDown? Could it actually be that they just want to go all in on that story and not have another one that's kind of taking attention away? I would argue that you've got two shows. You can have two amazing stories. I think they have potentially tried to do something with Judgment Day, but I just don't think the problem you've got is there are so many moving parts. You know, with Judgment Day, for example, you've got Rhea, you've got Finn, you've got Damian Priest, you've got all the writers, you've got the story as well, you've got the opponents, the Mysterios, whoever it might be, Edge coming and going. There's so many moving parts. There's so much stuff that can go wrong that to actually put a plan down on paper and get it onto TV and executed is not an easy process. It's not an easy process to actually go through that. So the Bloodline, I sort of feel like maybe part of the Bloodline's success is the fact that they have been allowed a certain creative freedom. I feel like Roman has a big say. I feel like Heyman has a big say. I think the Usos put their part in. And I think that because of that, it probably has meant that the details, the finer points have been really, really, you know, looked after. Whereas with, say, the Judgment Day, I don't know how much involvement they get in their own story. It could be that they're told a little more what to do, so they're having to portray something which isn't their words, isn't their character. You know, this isn't what they would do. This isn't what they want to portray. Whereas I think with Roman, he's doing exactly what he wants to do. So, you know, maybe there's lessons that could be learnt there. But again, we're going through a massive change with Triple H taking over. So Triple H is learning for the first time, you know. So there's loads, and there's writers that are coming and going. There's wrestlers that are coming and going. There's a new head of creative. There's so many moving parts. To try and nail this down is difficult. I don't know what's going on here, but I've got an issue with YouTube. It says that YouTube cannot be reached. Why can't YouTube be reached? The flip's going on with YouTube. 8 out of 10, said Mr. Dell Jr. What would you score it? I would score it 7.25. I think I was about 6.5. I was around in the sixes. I think halftime scores, which was about 10 minutes late, I was in the sixes. And to be honest, there was a good 20 minutes where things just weren't grabbing me. There's about 20 minutes towards the kind of middle part of that second hour where I'm just a bit like, I'm not bored, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're quite a distance away from like battleground levels or the weaponized cage match, or do you know what I mean? But not everything can be bangers and amazing. You are going to have, lulls. But yeah, I think I was only at about 6.5 or whatever anyway. Main event looked pretty good. Bit predictable, as we said. Maybe that's a bit of the downside to it, but whatever. And then we got Corbin, which was not predictable, and that definitely lifted the score. So I reckon it took me from like the top 6s to the low 7s. Bryson with an 8, Jordan with a 6, Kieran with a 7, Mohammed with a 9. Rivi, shout out to you, buds. Oh, it's back. Goods. Yeah, nice. Right, we don't need another Apollo Crews type run for Ali or Corbin. We need someone that's going to be long-term, like Mandy, to add some, said Big Time Baxter. This is great. Corbin really needed to go back to the Lone Wolf or a new character. This is great. 8, says J-Bone. Modern Mogul said, I hope Corbin and Ali are working together to collect golds, all for the North American and Corbin for the NXT. Mr. Quake said, I missed Saturday Night Heats. Daze, why don't you like Mello? I don't mind Mello. I don't mind him. I haven't got a problem with Mello. Bryson, see you tomorrow, buds. Greggy, shout out to you. Right, I think we're pretty much done. Yeah, fun in the end. I mean, fun all throughout. I wasn't bored or anything. Just as I said, there's a bit of a lull in the second part, which definitely, we have to be honest. We have to be honest, because if I say something's good, I want people to believe me when I say it's good. So if I say that I felt there was a lull, then I'm just being honest about what I felt. So I felt there was a bit of a lull, certainly in that second hour. That Corbin moment, though, is so good. And I'm so interested in what we're doing with him now. I think it's going to be good for him. I think it's going to be good for NXT. I think that he brings a little star power. He's been on the main roster a long time in big segments. He's got name recognition. It's not like bringing Aaliyah down or bringing Xia Li back or bringing Tegan Knox back down. Like, this is someone that has been in big feuds. He's been in pay-per-views. He's been on the main roster for a good number of years now. So bringing him back down, like, it means something. He's got that name value. So I like it. And I think this is great for Carmelo. And legit, I mean, like, him against Carmelo, I don't know who wins. I don't know. I mean, like, how low can Corbin go? Is Corbin going to go to NXT and now lose to the NXT champion? Or does he now have a run with the belt? Does he now win this title? Find a new edge to his character? Have a run with this belt? I mean, like, Mandy came down and they gave her Toxic Attraction. So, do we do something similar with Corbin now? I have no idea how long he's around for. But all I know is I'm on board with it and I like it. And I think there's some exciting stuff you can do with it. And it definitely sets up next week quite nicely, doesn't it? So, lovely. Right, appreciate the support. I need to go off and do my little 1 minute recap video thing that I like to do. But as I said, thanks a lot for joining us. We are back tomorrow for AEW. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that stream's going to be like, if I'm being perfectly truthful, because I just don't know. I know the results, but I didn't watch Double or Nothing. So we'll watch. We'll see what's happening at Dynamite, and we'll take it from there. And yeah, awesome. Right. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. As always, have a great evening wherever you are. And hopefully I see you again next time. Bye for now.